Hey, happy end of Saturday into Sunday. I'm late as tonight. Told you it'd be late. I had, get the littles and stuff. They showered and snacks and all that and get them tucked into bed. Don't know, I didn't give much notice, so I'm thankful that you guys are here. I'll get back on. Well, I never had a regular schedule, but at least I gave notice. Back on track here soon, I guess. I don't know. It's just too quiet here, and I don't want to sit and stare at walls. Anyway, I'll play the intro, and I'll be back to say, hey. I'll be watching chat in case it don't play. Oh, I gotta sped up.
Home in the valley, home in the city.
Sorry about that.
Home isn't pretty, ain't no home for me. Home in the darkness, home on the highway. Home isn't my way, home I'll never be. I'm burning for you. I'm burning for you. Time is the essence. Time is the season. Time ain't no reason. Got no time to show. Time everlasting. Time to play these sides. Time ain't on my side. Time I'll never know. Burn out day. Burn out the night. Now I want to tell you what's wrong from what's right. I've seen suns that were freezing and lives that were brown. But I'm burning for you. I'm burning for you. Burn out the night. I can't see no reason to put up a fight. I'm living for giving the devil his due. I'm burning for you. I'm burning for you. I'm burning for you. I'm burning for you.
Okay. Alrighty, let's shut this off. Oh, Sir Duke, I brought him, I gave him, he loves my little, really soft lap blankie. And I just needed him to just give me a couple minutes, so I gave him my damn blankie. Yeah, the cat wins. Anybody surprised there? Oh. Um, before I get started, I don't. I have. Oh. Um. I just wanted to thank everybody. I. I really do. I really appreciate every the the prayers, the well wishes, everything. Thank you so much. Voices, you're a hell of a friend. No matter what, you're there and you put up with all my shenanigans. Anyway, I don't want to get up. I don't want to get worked up, but yeah, let me say hi. I'll update you as best I can. With anyway, um, my husband was taken into surgery this morning. He had a rough night. The surgery was a success as a temporary fix. Uh, it we're now just waiting on the surgeons having their little meeting. Um, apparently, while the nurses were calling me a couple times through the night, um, one of the heart surgeons had come in. Only I was unaware that he was there. Um, I wish I would have known, but and that's when they alerted the team at midnight that they would be in there at 5 a.m. So I'm sure on a Sunday they weren't real thrilled, but that's part of the job. I used to do it all the time. Um, but yeah, the surgery went well. It yeah, I don't know 100% the next step. I know what they talked to me about, but I guess we're gonna get the final. You can't fix the heart muscle, so there's that, and there's just so much damage involved from um, the stents malfunctioning and collapsing, and it's yeah, it's a whole. Anyway, so we're gonna find out, and then I can give you a little more info. But we were down there all day. The kids were thrilled to be able to see him. He was mildly sedated, so you know, but the kids were thrilled, and they were so good. I am so proud of my kids. Um, they were thrilled to be there with Daddy Frank and they had, oh God, the food. Oh, puke. Freaking chicken was raw. It was fucking gross. I threw it all away. None of it, and I don't throw food away. My kids' eyes were budging. They were like, "You don't do that, mommy. You never do that." I'm like, "Yeah, we're not eating raw chicken." Anyway, the kids were thrilled. They had a good. They were thrilled to see their Daddy Frank, and yeah, it was a long day. It's been a long day. What do you want, Bubba? Bubba, it's just as a Bubba thinking Daddy's coming home from work, and he's at the window waiting for him to pull in. It's yeah, the dog is spoiled. Oh, Ronna, thank you so much. All my prayers, girl, for you and yours. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you for the super chat. Oh, I got a membership too. Hey, gotcha. Welcome to Poolside. You're a misfit like the rest of us. Anyway, as soon as I get 100% what I know what they say, but I also know how things can change. And until, you know, then I'll sit down and I'll tell you exactly what's going to be happening. Um, yeah. Oh, Rana, thank you. Wow, thank you. Welcome to Poolside, everybody. You're misfits like the rest of us. Please thank Rana. Okay, let me say hi. I need to say hi to anybody. Oh man, these streets are crazy. Oh, I got a question for anybody who can answer this in chat. Do you ever remember Christopher Proudfoot being on a panel and saying, "Well, I got Seth his job"? I remember hearing Christopher say that Seth had wanted to quit and he had reached out to Chris, and Chris, talked to him and said, "No, dude, you hang with it." But I don't remember hearing those specific words come out of Chris's mouth. And supposedly it was on Slimy's panel. And there's been so much put out. It's possible. I just, what I do remember him saying is when Seth wanted to give up when he was in his training to be a you know, he, I, anyway, he wanted to give up and stop, and Chris said, and he called Chris, and they talked it out, and but I don't specifically remember those words. And these people are saying that those words came out of his mouth exactly word for word. And I even told the chick who did the live, I said, "You were given so much shit. You don't have the facts of anything." What do you mean? What do you mean? I heard him say that myself. I'm like, timestamp and video, please. Never got the timestamp. Um, all they said in her chat was that it was on Slimy's World. But yeah, they had a lot. We're gonna sidetrack a little bit. We'll get to Psycho Julie because she went off again tonight and she had her mic out. Um, we may give Grifton a break because there's somebody else live about her now too, and I can do her tomorrow or Tuesday. I don't know if I'll be live tomorrow. Tomorrow's gonna be crazy. Um, kids don't have school. So, and I've got to be at the hospital to meet with the doctor. So, yeah, tomorrow's going to be a little crazy. I don't know. Um, just for part of this live because there was Spanky's on panel, Nana's on panel. Uh, my God, this stuff, this stuff, this stuff. It's like at this point, we are a freaking year into this, and you still can't get it right. You still can't get it straight. Are you kidding me? And I'm in the perfect mood to do it because I'm not a big fan of the thing in the wall over the crap with the wells. And of course, that gets brought into it too. But anyway, hey, Steph, not that Steph. Hey, Billy Sunday. Hey, Rocky. Hey, Prom Mimi. Hey, Zero Fox. But my Captain Ganja. Hey, CK. Good to see you. Julie A. Heather. The Mad King Aries. Hey, Sherry. Hey, Catherine. Tati Chip. How are you? Shauna. And I will hit you a story night. Good to see you. And guys, thank you. Like I said, thank you for reaching out with emails. Miss Brittany, I don't know if you're in here, but you're a sweetheart. Story night. Thank you. Just thank all of you, really. This is rough for me because I'm not, it's hard to explain. Um, yeah. Anyway, hey, Eastern girls. Trigger mint mocha. Butter. That's what we ended up having for lunch was some butter on a roll because that food was beyond eatable. I wouldn't have fed that to my dog. I don't feed my dog raw chicken. I'm not kidding you. This chicken was red and raw and jiggling back at us. Slimy. It was nasty. I was like, yeah, there's $30 in the garbage because that's where it's going. And the lady's like, "Oh, no, no, ma'am, it's okay. Well, you can go take anything you want." Because she seen me throw all the containers away with the food in it. She said, "Didn't you like it?" I said, "No, ma'am, it's not cooked." They offered me other stuff. I was like, "No, I don't want no more of the chicken. I'm good." I didn't know. They used to have a really nice cafe where you could order any. They had different stations, and then they had a grill. You can get burgers, sandwiches, whatever. But when they built the new hospital and just opened it up I think it was last year, For some reason, they moved all that. I don't know, and they just left the grill here at this one, and you know, oh, close the grill, close the grill, shut it down. Y'all ain't cooking shit. Anyway, hey Lily Rose, hey Ava, hey Meg, hey Jujubee. Mm-mm. Anyway, so I want to look a little bit. Hey, Canvas and Grimes. I hope y'all don't mind. Hey Dawn, good to see you. I want to look. Hey Denise Oles, how are you? Hi Denise R. Sherry P. Bobby Old Dude. Love it. Love the name. Oh, thank you. TRP Peace Tree Talk. Hey, wise mom. I'm a puffin. I'm a puffin. There's my Miss Brittany. Oh, where's Hope? I hope everything's okay. I want to reach out to her. Hey, Lisa. Keep it moving, Harley Rider. Beach life, please. It was ugly today. It was chilly, windy, and rainy all day. Hi, Brianna. Okay, so I just want to review a little bit of this. I think I'm one of the few that reviewed this one. I haven't reviewed her in a long time, though. It's been months because, you know, and I have a great thumbnail for her, but this wasn't part of the plan. But as I was thinking about it, because I've already watched this, well, listened to it. Believe me, when you're sitting there for hours and there's nothing else to do, you thank goodness for some lives you missed so you can watch the videos. Voices made me so hungry for that steak. Lord, I wanted that steak. I was like, I'm going to the store tomorrow. Anyway, but the stuff in this, I just, who the hell does Spanky think he is? He's got proof, 100% proof, but he doesn't never show it. You can't have proof, Spanks. Your source is Tony, BHB, Griffney, and this thing here, the thing in the wall. I'm telling you, things need to stay behind the wall where they belong. And since I am making it about, starting out with her, I'm going to change the thumbnail because I have a great thumbnail for the thing in the wall. You can actually see it moving in the wall. It's really, yeah. Wow. Anyway, this was frustrating as all hell because out of all the people, what I will give her credit for, hey, little horses, what I will give her, hey, Chai, good to see you. What I will give her credit for. Oh, and I hearted it and sent a message back, but I didn't see the Cash App. I don't want to say your name. You didn't leave your YouTube name last night. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I wish I would have seen it. It must have came in just as I ended, but I didn't have my phone, so I couldn't see him anyway. But I did want to say that. And beer can, I know you're not in here. It's late. Hey, Ryan. I emailed you. Hey, Cambery. Hi, Miss Fletcher. How did I fall so behind? Why is my chat not moving? What is going on? Hey, Straight Talker. I don't know. Anyway. So we're gonna get into a little bit of this. Anybody wants to come up? Kids are sleeping. I don't have nowhere to be. Anyway. Mom, I'm a pup. Oh, well, I thought they were sleeping. I just heard. Should I go run in there? They just made a noise. No, I don't run in there every time they make a noise. If I did, I would spend my entire time at their bedroom doors. No, I have an all boy. He thinks his bedroom is a gymnasium. Hey, Michelle, LARPer and Grifter Hunter. Anyway, we're going to let me share content. JP's live was very interesting tonight. That first story, the Karen Reed case is just nuts. And I agree with a lot she said. We're in the same thinking when it comes to the Karen Reed case. But that other stuff she was talking about, other story, that was very interesting. Okay, this one here. Yikes. Okay, I don't. There's only certain parts, and I did write the timestamps down, but they're in my husband's hotel room. Listen to me, in my husband's hospital room, um, on his bedside table. Because I used, they give you this little bag and it has all those little gadgets in it, and you get a pen and a pack of post-its and all these pamphlets about the hospital and all the different programs and the new cancer center and all blah blah blah. So I was, wrote it on one of his post-its and I stuck it there, and I didn't take it with me. But anyway, it happens. So we'll wing it. But I'll move fast here. Um, her husband's on here too. So yeah, that's another thing. Hey, Darby. Um, this might piss a couple people off. It, it, you just want to just smack them and say, "Can you wake up? Can you really wake up?" It's infuriating. But instead of Nana being at Brittany's, which they're supposed to be such good friends, Sharon and Brittany, why would you go live over top of your good friend? I don't know. Like that, and it's not the first time. It's not. There was times she went live and she was supposed to not be live and be over on Cher's panel, and yeah. Anyway, this is where Nana is on panel. I guess she just needs a little break from Brittany. Do I think she's left Brittany? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. She's just doesn't want nothing said to her around the streets. So she's just laying low. Give it a minute. She'll be creeping right back up on that panel. And that's why I said what I said whenever we talked about this back when the whole prayer thing happened, and like a wacko lot lizard was blaming me for it. I didn't have shit to do with it. That wasn't on my channel. Um, she even knows she was talking about. She's so delusional. Not a very good team, man.
Does that make sense?
Right. On his team are freaking nuts. And man, you go on Hong and Nick's Twitter pages, they clean the house, especially Nicky Boy. He emptied that shit out. Grifton was on there looking for posts because she couldn't remember how to get to Hong's page. And she wouldn't admit she's scanning through, scrolling through. She would not admit that Nick deleted stuff. Instead, of course, one of her mods had, in the meantime of the 5 minutes she spent looking, had sent her the screenshots of the new post of Hong's, which is stupid and don't make any damn sense. It's just stupid. And she didn't get any of it. She got none of it. She was dumbfounded as usual. She said, "I'm confused. I don't get it." The fuck you think he means by barbecue advocate, you idiot? Who's in the lawsuit? And she's calling this an all-out lawsuit that they filed. No, you guys filed for an injunction, not a lawsuit. No lawsuit was ever filed by you idiots. You can't even respond to the injunction you all filed for, or respond to the attorneys that have been taking care of business, the real ones that are in it to take care of business. So, like I said, opening arguments Tuesday. Let's go. Tati Chip, welcome to Poolside. You're a misfit like the rest of us. We're the best misfits around, baby. Around. Okay, let's be prepared to dumb down.
Yeah.
That's kind of where my thought process was at.
That would have been a basket case.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's not like they were, talking about someone stole their lawnmower.
Right. And that's kind of the feeling you got, right?
Yeah. It was the exact same thing with the Wells.
They're talking about Chris and Katie acting like it's no big deal, just like somebody stole their lawnmower. They also blame Chris and Katie. They don't know anything about it, though.
No sense of urgency, no desperation to get their child back at all.
No sense of urgency.
And I wouldn't ever point out things that, they point out a lot of bad things about Sebastian. They don't.
Yes.
They don't do a lot of bragging.
Now we got Spanky on board, and Mandy, spirit seeker.
Right, opposite, and that bothered me a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they made fun of the way
guys coming in. Please hit that thumbs up. Get this video in that algorithm. Hey, Mystic. Yeah. Sub up if you're not subbed up. Do all them YouTube things. Hey, Demon Chihuahua.
He ate, the way he danced, his goofy laugh and breathing in people's face when he ate.
They weren't making fun of him, you idiots. Is that Barnes and Noble? Is that who's running her mouth? Or is it that lolly on the top?
I saw none of that in the video of him at Texas Roadhouse.
Right.
None.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was very well mannered. And that's
he really was.
That blew my mind when I saw him, because that was not
okay. And that's one thing that this thing in the wall, I'll show you her response. She says that there wasn't behavior issues according to Seth. That's not true. Why do you think there were so many problems and meetings at school? Why do you think the school recommended the incontinence briefs? The teachers don't have constant meetings with you just for the hell of it. Why do you think they were looking into resources to get help? Seth was well aware of the behavioral issues. He would not take Sebastian. He said he gave him a year to get it together. So don't tell me Seth wasn't aware or that they weren't an issue. It was enough of an issue that Seth refused to take him and dumped it all on Chris and Katie. Y'all need to get your facts right, which that's all coming up. I'm getting ahead of myself. Sorry. Hey, Strutter.
Not what I had in my head.
You wouldn't even think that he was autistic.
Right.
Just seeing that. Hi,
Exactly.
Justin. Hi, Mindy.
He walked literally beside, behind his mother. He waited till his mother sat down. He waited till she got up.
He was very well mannered, perfect young man.
And that comes from good parenting.
People, I've been told that they, in their opinion, they made Sebastian, they wanted him to be unrealistic, expectations.
Right. Because we would have never ever guessed, if we would have saw him, the boy at Texas Roadhouse, nobody would have ever guessed that was him.
Exactly. Exactly.
So, Mandy and Justin, I was asking everyone.
Why? Why would you never guess that was him? He's a 15-year-old boy. You people are the ones who have chosen to use autism to define him. And it doesn't. You never bothered to consider that there's a whole person there, that's just a little tiny part of him. Not to mention he was very high functioning. Y'all didn't grasp none of that. What you thought you were going to see isn't what you're seeing. And you guys can't deal with it.
Before you guys
Hey,
were up
Dog
here,
Betty Hunter.
when they first found Sebastian's case, what their original thoughts were on it. As far as what you think
Meaning-
happened and who did you think, like your original thoughts on who you think, oh, I guess, took him.
Mine hasn't changed since almost day one. A child does not, there is no, you can't leave the house.
Okay.
You can't leave the
Number
house.
one, you can't say that, Spankless, because you don't know what law enforcement has. Do you not think, since law enforcement is standing firm on the 26th, that maybe they have video? Do you ever think of the possibility? Because he had contact, he had internet, he had free reign at certain place, and hours by himself to do whatever he wanted. So, you've never considered the possibility that maybe he went out to meet somebody, hence thought he was coming back, didn't, maybe that's why he didn't grab shoes. But then again, it's not 100% guaranteed that he didn't have shoes. He could have had a pair of slides, he could have something, he could have. You don't take into none of that consideration, have you? That maybe he went out to meet someone and, yeah. That's a little too much for you guys to handle all at once, isn't it? Yeah, I get it. Right away, go attack mom and stepdad, attack him because he's the stepdad. You guys have always pounded on that since the very beginning. But I'll tell you what, blood don't make you a dad. It's not who you're born to, it's who has your back, who's there. Just saying.
It's because just because someone says he walked out the door and there's no proof that he walked out the door, you can't have that many cameras in the neighborhood. We see people in the backyard at 3 a.m. The lights across the Proudfoot's home, when the Proudfoots turn their lights on in that house, right?
It was not lights in Katie's bedroom. That's been debunked and proven. You idiots. Spanky, you're the one. I know you're behind that picture. That altered freak picture you and Bullhorn have been messing, others have been messing with. That's your cup of tea. That's the kind of crap you do. You are happy to have these parents already convicted without one shred of evidence. The same thing you did to the Wells. And I stand on what I said 2 years ago. I believe one of their crazy ass, rug infested neighbors took that child. There's enough of them on that mountain. And I stand on that to this day. You have no proof. Nothing. But you claim you do. Where is it? Why doesn't law enforcement have it? Wonder. Breaking news. Voices got gifted. And no, not again. Oh, Voices. You did it again. You got gifted. Oh, my gosh. Well, she's claiming that there's all these big Discord parties going on, watching her members only lives. I don't know if that's even remotely true. If someone's watching it in there, I just can't imagine a big old party people wanting to party with with Britney's live. Come on. Maybe to laugh at her. I don't know. Poor Voices. I think Voices might have went to bed. It sucked that I had to come on so late because I enjoy her being up on panel. and I know you guys too. But I had to take care of the kiddos and the pets and all that stuff.
It kicks on the neighbor's Ring doorbell. So if Sebastian comes out of that door in that yard, like someone did with the trash can, it's going to pick it up. It picks up the lights.
No, let me tell you something. My neighbors right across the street, they have awesome cameras, but it doesn't pick up nothing but the road. It doesn't pick up the top of my driveway, my walkway to my door, nothing. Nope. You can't tell shit. Just my lights are always on, and hell, a critter, a cat can get my front porch light to come on. So yeah, and it's still, you won't be able, you can't see anything. It just doesn't, you know. So I can, you know, depending on what kind of and the cameras people have, what condition or working condition they're in, if they even have them on, you know, it depends on a lot of things. So we don't know what law enforcement has, and they're not going to tell us anytime soon, apparently. So quit acting like this is factual evidence. You don't know what video is in law enforcement's possession. And I'll bet you the parents don't even know. Because one, they can't shut up and has done, you know, a lot. So I just don't think there's information they're even giving the parents, which I'm sure is the norm in cases like this.
It's being turned on
Hey,
and off.
OG Fish. Hey, Melinda. Hey,
Yep.
Claudia.
Yeah, you may not be able to see who it is, but you would see something's moving.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
No, you
There's nothing.
wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. No, you would not. And you know what? I'll get my neighbor to come over here and prove it, because one of the kids were outside playing, and one of the city trucks came down, and it was a young dude. I don't, maybe 20, 21, 22. And he come flying down this road. I mean, he was flying. He wouldn't have been able to stop if he would have hit one of them. And the kids were all out playing. And I yelled at him, and he slammed on his brakes, and he thought he was going to get loud with me. I actually, Karen, I reported the son of a bitch. In front of these small children, he was calling me a white hunky bitch and everything. Yeah, that was uncalled for. And all I did is say, dude, slow down. You see the kids, you see the signs. The speed limit's 25. You got to be going at least 40, 45. Yeah, and he actually skidded his brakes. I mean, because he stopped so quick just to yell. My neighbors only picked up part of the side of the truck closest to their house. That's it. And him, you could see a little bit of him, not much, and that's all it picked up. And they got good cameras. And we're not that far apart. Not as far as Chris and Katie are from some of theirs. So, Justin, come on now. And like I said, we don't know what law enforcement has. But just because you got cameras, don't mean you're going to catch it all.
There's nothing.
My cameras have a light on them. So like when I leave my studio out here and I go back into my house.
You're right, Demon. They harp on things that have been cleared up. Yep. Yes. Was dark. Even Betty said their neighborhood was pitch dark at night and they weren't seen on cameras during tests. Yeah, she tried to backtrack on that a little bit too, of course. Yeah, because she knew that was right in the first place. But yeah, they gloss over that kind of stuff.
House, the camera that I have pointing this direction.
Okay, but that's your camera.
It automatically lights up when I pass it.
Okay, well that's
Just
your
shines
camera.
This whole area over here.
Okay, but it only is gonna record. You're only going to be able to see things at a certain for a certain distance. I don't give a shit what you say, lady.
So a lot of outside ones, that like ours that we have out, they have lights on them, so they automatically come on when somebody passes by them.
I have
Well,
both.
I'm pretty sure they had cameras. He's a liar. Go ahead, Mindy.
I have both cameras. I
They said
have
they
the ones that
do.
have the night vision, and I have ones that have the light on them too. So I can see both, and you can see pretty far. You can see pretty clearly, and even in the night vision one that doesn't have the light, I can see my neighbor if she walks out of her house, across the street. I've tested it, and I've tried to see when she takes her trash can out, if I can see her, and in the daylight or at night, or even when the sun is setting, it's hard for me to see her face and to make out who it is. Like, I can see her blonde hair, and I can see a silhouette until she gets closer to the end of the road, or closer to the end of her driveway by the road. Then I can kind of make it out more, because I was thinking, the neighbor across the street had the camera and said that he couldn't tell for sure, for a fact, if it was Sebastian or not. So I've kind of been putting my cameras to the test.
Mandy made a great point. They always talk about how dark it is in that neighborhood and all that, which we know that the moon was illuminated 97.3% or something like that night. There was very few clouds in the sky. You can actually see the clouds in the videos. And whenever someone's wearing all black, it actually turns white. Mandy made that point, and that was a very good point that she made. When you're wearing all black with the night vision cameras, it shows up as white.
Well, that's interesting. You guys, I just was able to see, I don't know if I missed any. Anonymous donated $5. Thank you. And 7 True donated $5 to the Blind Spot Rescue Sanctuary. Thank you so much. I'm not sure if we are just at 10. I can't really see because I'm make it look.
It makes it look like, I'm sorry, Hannah. It makes it look like a brighter, like a light gray, like almost white, but it's a bright color when it's a black. Like if I walked out in my front yard right now, I have a black sweatshirt on, and if I turned my camera on and showed it to you guys, it would make my sweatshirt look like it's a very light gray, almost white.
Yep.
So
and this is
out. And
the
if he was
neighbor's
wearing,
camera?
yes.
Okay.
So if he was wearing all black, we would see it. It would be white. Or a very, very light gray. So
yep, exactly.
Yeah, I have the same camera. Mine does the same.
Oh my god!
Like, I may do that. I may walk out front real quick and take a snapshot of myself and send it to you.
It depends on your equipment. Okay. And again, Jesus, for the umpteenth thousand time, you don't know what videos law enforcement has. Why do you think they are so adamant that it was the 26th? Not actually the 25th, when the last time he was seen is when he went to bed at his home. Why do you think they are adamant about the 26th? Just think about it for a second. Hello? Jeez, oh man.
Or share it with you guys so you can see what it looks like.
Yeah, that would be interesting to see. So that would be the neighbors, because I'm convinced. So I go back and forth on, do I feel like, again, I'm dead set on Chris. I know a lot of people think Katie's more involved. I think Katie definitely has guilty knowledge, but part of me, after hearing...
I got to change my thumbnail description, Tim. We got sidetracked. The thing in the wall. And then we're going to go watch Miss Mike after what she did tonight. She's crazy. Hey, Thor. It's because of people like this that I can honestly say that my ability to give a shit is gone. I will wait for updates from law enforcement until I hear something. I will go on with my... I hear you, Thor. The stuff here, this is insanity. This is the things... And then what she commented back to me, I still don't know where... She can't give me a timestamp or anything of where she heard those exact words coming out of Chris Propwood's mouth. But you'll hear. And they don't have it on here
how
either.
Chris's, I don't know, 4 ex-wives were treated. There's no difference in the treatment.
Well,
I do get...
for subbing up. Welcome in. Hey, Misfits. We got a new one. Say hey, Bright Sky.
concern for Katie. I do think that if Katie did something, Chris would turn on her in a freaking heartbeat because that's the kind of person he is, and he wants wife number 6 or 7. I don't know. I think he would absolutely roll on her in a heartbeat. Just like
haven't you been married multiple times, dear? Huh? You know, some people just need to be in a relationship. Just because somebody's been married 5 times doesn't make them a kidnapper or a murderer or even a bad parent. You know, considering for years he was the constant male figure in Sebastian's life. I don't know. I think that, you and your buddy Sweetie T saying she's sick of it because he's the stepdad, he's the stepfather, he's not a parent, it's not his child. Yeah, it is. Yes, he is. That man's been there for years supporting this child. He's been a very active part of this child's life as a father figure. He doesn't have to be the biological father. Any kumquat can make a baby. It's who stands up and takes care of that child and is there for that child. Not when you want to. Every day, every hour of every day.
I think Dawn would roll on Candace in a heartbeat, but they don't roll on each other because they both have something significantly big that'll lock them both up on each other, whatever that may be.
Right.
I agree.
With Chris and Katie, I think
You're
it's
right,
very, very possible in remembering.
That's exactly why Grifton will never stop it. Oh, hey, Grammy's face. Yeah, guys, please don't forget to hit that thumbs up. I can't give you Brittany's spiel. I can't do it. Yeah, I'm not gonna beg y'all. I'm not gonna manipulate you with religion to do any of the crap she does. According to Julie, they're not tragedy pimps. Just the people that have memberships and get super chats and cash apps and PayPals are tragedy pimps. Not them though. Not none of that. Make that make sense.
The narcissistic baby daddy I have.
Do you even understand what that's a big word for you? Do you even understand what it means? I mean, don't just Google it and read it. Understand, comprehend what you're reading. See, there's a difference between looking something up and just reading it and looking up something and learning from it, comprehending it. Okay. Just check it.
And how abusive he was when he had not even close to the amount of money Proudfoots have and what he was capable of doing to me and his kids.
Hey,
and that's scary shit right there.
What if
It's good to see you. How are you, Danny C?
what if Katie has something you could tell on Chris for?
Exactly, story night.
I wondered that. I'm gonna say the bite marks on Chris's arm in the headlock.
There. Okay. All right, look. I'm really I told you that's why things are things behind the wall are meant to stay in the wall. Look. Number 1, Spanky is where Betty got her pictures of these alleged bites. Number 2, not bites. Number 3, they have little dogs. They have dogs. When you sometimes trim their nails, they don't like it. Or, maybe they get rough because, they're young. You don't know. If there was anything, I don't know if those pictures were ever doctored because of where they came, where I know who was circulating them because Betty got them right off Spanky's life from Spanky. And we all know how he messes with pictures. So look, so much has happened. I did not go back to verify the whole thing about the alleged dog bite. That was no bites. If anything, it was scratches. And also the alleged marks did not show up till over a week later. So yeah, kind of not connected. But I will go back and look because honestly, I don't remember all so much. And yeah, and I've been a little busy these last couple days. Well, last week. Anyway, anyway. Yeah, I don't, who knows? I just know that I know, hey, Roller Skate Slam, how are you? Thank you. I don't, I know where Betty got the pictures she was showing. And Betty always calls it, well, I just enhanced them. He just enhanced them to make it so you could see better. No, you layer them and you make the pictures what you want them, or try to make them what you want them to be to fit your narrative. So anything they would ever put out, I would never believe. Sorry. I just wouldn't. And honestly, I do remember the whole situation. I could be wrong in what I remember, but I thought I had heard many times that it was scratches from the dogs. I guess they were clipping their nails or something. And it happened like a week or so after the fact of Sebastian allegedly running away, whatever, not being here. I don't know. I have to go back and check because so much has been, and I could be so wrong. Hey, Matt Mama. Hey, Sammy, UK. They have had damn near a year to solve this case. They live stream almost every night, yet they are spewing the same theory, spreading the same misinformation. Yeah, it is regurgitation and it goes around that circle. And if you notice, they will all be going over the same interview over. And I swear they have went over them at least 20, 30 times. At least. It's just constant regurgitation between that little team there. Dorothy, see, I was busy unclogging a drain. When was this live? Was it yesterday or the day before? Let me see. I'll tell you in 1 second here. It was February 13th. I'm a couple days late, but I've been busy. She's got 3,831 views on this video. I give her credit for doing fundraiser instead of she's asking to donate to the fundraiser and not super chats, because she's doing it for a cat rescue, which I think that's really cool. But that's all I'll give her.
Area is not a good look. Obviously, he's done nothing but lie. That's not a good look. But if I'm thinking of how most of us think about the wells, I kind of wonder if we aren't, I don't know, being fair or what, because I'm going to be honest. I'm somewhere in the middle right now between either all of the adults working together, because I'm going to say I don't love that Seth Rogers also has CPS cases on him as well. I don't like that. I'm not sure why Seth didn't get, and this is why I wanted to talk to everyone. Again, Chris, in my opinion, is number one suspect. But I do have questions for Katie and Seth as well. Why did Katie do that thing across her throat? I think that's one of the biggest and maybe one of the only answers we really need from her.
She didn't do anything. Oh my God. You watch Betty. Betty, yeah. Chris wasn't there. Do you understand that? He was not there. Oh, he had not been there. Oh my God.
Why'd she?
Maybe you should ask Seth why the police were at his house that weekend, the weekend prior. Ask him, please. Just a rumor. Yeah.
Do that across her throat. He was already what? When she's doing what we all know what that hand sign means.
Right.
Mhm.
So what the hell
No.
does she know? The bite
She
marks.
was talking with her hands. I do it all the time. I talk with my hands constantly. I'm going to start camming up more. You'll see. I am constantly making motions with my hands. It doesn't stop. You people will take anything and twist it and manipulate to try to make these people look guilty when you don't even know there's been a crime committed.
I'm not believing that's from a dog. How can we somehow? I'm sure maybe the law had to have taken pictures of his arms and sent them in to compare them with dog bites, right?
We hope.
Yeah.
They weren't dog
I
bites.
think a lot of that we assume law enforcement is doing this stuff,
Yeah.
but I mean, are they?
I don't know
It
because
seems like
Chris
Tennessee
seems
is
to be
pretty
buddies
pretty awful when it comes to
Yeah.
solving missing children's cases.
and protecting the men.
There
Sure.
was
Oh, go ahead.
one CPS case, I think, on Seth, and
It was closed, right? Is that true?
it was immediately closed. It didn't affect anything whatsoever.
Yeah.
And is
Hey,
it the
Bear
Proudfoot?
Can.
Sorry, that made that case on Seth?
I don't know what it was.
Because I heard it was the school that did it.
I don't know what it was, to be honest with you.
Well, and if that was closed, so Chris had an open case when Sebastian went missing. Is that correct?
Yes.
Or multiple open cases? It now sounds like at least
Yes.
one.
Yep.
Okay.
No.
All right. Well, I feel better about that
No.
situation then. I just don't know. Part of me sometimes thinks
Feel better about what? Spanky, shut the hell up and quit lying to people. You don't know if there was any active open cases. Stop lying. Just because Tony tells you so? I wouldn't trust anything that comes from them either. You don't know if you've been shown reports, you don't know how legit they are. You don't even know who they're about because all names will be redacted. Yeah, exactly. He does lie. Any parent that goes to social media to help find their missing child is a complete moron. This isn't the first case where these losers have acted like this. Nope, and Thor, sadly, it won't be the last. Doesn't matter what happens with all this. They're not going to stop. Spanky's not going to stop. The thing in the mall's not going to stop. That Mandy spirit lady isn't going to stop. Brooklyn won't stop. None of them will. Betty, maybe if she goes to jail, but you can bet the minute she's out, she'll be live again. If she don't find a way to go live from there. Anyway, hey, KT.
do you think it's at all possible that the men would be working together to?
No. Nope.
No?
Nope.
No.
They really
No.
hate each other, like we see.
I would.
You guys know him a lot better, right? So that's why I'm glad to have this conversation with you guys.
Oh my.
Not a
I
chance.
mean, I don't know them personally, but I have to disagree with you on that, Chair, and I'm sorry. But
No, that's okay. That's why we have these conversations.
yeah,
We
can
disagree on a
agree,
lot.
disagree.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Because you have to look at Seth's demeanor. He is wanting his
Hey,
child back.
Fireflies.
That's all he's wanting.
Good to see
He's
you.
wanting his mini-me. And you hear it in his voice. Has he said some things that were nasty? Sure. But not quite as bad as someone that tells you how he disciplined a child, how to raise your child, because he's going to tell you how to discipline a child.
What?
And talk about Sebastian in such a disturbing way.
Huh?
Exactly, Nana.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put it out here. It's just
Who?
this is the way.
Who talked about Sebastian in such a disturbing way? Please tell me. I never said that Seth didn't miss and want his son home. Never said that. His behavior is atrocious, in my opinion. The things he's supporting, and I do believe that he likes he got hooked on all the attention and the money. that was flown in. Probably still is. I don't know. I don't watch him. I don't even know when he goes live. Don't care. I, it it twisted for him. It turned into the Seth story, the Seth this, the Seth that. Poor Seth. He was the perfect father, the perfect husband. Didn't deserve any of this. Katie didn't deserve it either. Think about that. You people don't know Katie. You've seen a couple 5, 10, 15-minute clips. At the worst time in her life, her son is missing. She doesn't sit in front of cameras every day like you people. But because she didn't react the way you think she should, you've seen fit to day in and day out tear her apart when you know not one fucking thing about her or their life. You're all disgusting. You're all disgusting. Even the things Seth has done that are so wrong and continues to do and support, I still wouldn't do to him what you guys have done daily to Chris and Kate. You couldn't even give the common courtesy of his 16th birthday or the first Thanksgiving or Christmas without him. You couldn't even give them that. You're vile. You're greedy. It's all about the Benjamins.
I mean, it's my feeling. It's how I feel. It's my opinion. And I have thought it from day one. I have not changed my mind on things. And
Nana, we don't
if
care.
I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I just see so much coming
and
toward.
Remember how many times you said it doesn't matter if they prove Seth did anything. You love him and you will stand behind him and you wouldn't believe it. You've said that how many times, Nana? We get how close-minded you are.
Toward the end, and it's not going to look good for some.
I can't say they're all 100% innocent because I don't freaking know. I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know these people. But what I can tell you, and what I have been saying all along, is there's no evidence that any of the parents did anything. And until there is, they're not guilty of anything. You can't prove they did anything. You don't know what happened. Law enforcement must know something more, because don't you think if all of this crap, all this shit these idiots have been spewing for almost a year, if there was any facts to any of that, all the evidence they claims out here that they keep showing, these doctored, made up pics and everything else, if any of this was true, you don't think that they wouldn't have been arrested? Come on now. Seriously?
I just have to say that.
Hey, Terry.
Seth, he had to get attorneys to get the CPS. You know what I mean? Like, he, on his own child, he wasn't even
really
notified.
I don't understand that. That's right, Justin. I don't know. I guess you know what? That's easy to do. The whole.
What I heard was that they told the people at CPS that his father was not involved in his life.
Okay, number one, that's rumor and gossip. He was living in another state, so he wasn't there. And then when they, the mean, awful people, Chris and Katie, helped Seth, to get to relocate to Tennessee so he could be a physical part of his son's life. You know? And yeah, have I ever heard Chris say he got Seth that job? No. He told Seth the jobs were opened up. They were advertising. Something Seth always wanted to do, wanted to be. He always dreamed about it or whatever. That's encouragement. That's not saying you got him the job. But when Seth wanted to quit, who did he call? Chris. And who had a conversation with him and talked him through it? Chris. But he's the bad guy, right? Okay. How come he wasn't the bad guy until Seth seen how much attention, and let's be honest, money was flowing in? Just saying. Just my opinion. Oops. Oops, 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 oops. Anyway, this is covered under fair use, and God, I'm fair using the hell out of it. But yeah. Yeah. They don't think.
Bingo.
Have a one. They're on this distorted, demented road. It's one way. There's no turns. There's no nothing. They can't get off.
Yeah, but wouldn't CPS know that that's not true? Shouldn't they see court orders or not?
You would think so.
Well, no.
And actually, never mind. Yeah, so for Chris to not, sweetie pie low ass, for him just to be the stepdad, he was so involved and active in Sebastian's life that he even attended all the meetings at school, which were getting to be really regular because of the behavioral issues that you people sweep under the rug. The reason why Seth refused to take his son for a year, dumped it on just them, popped in every other weekend, maybe. Yeah, okay, got it.
The court, they didn't have anything. The court ordered between Katie and Seth is from California.
It's not a court order. Court did not decide custody. They worked out an agreement between themselves. It is not Katie's fault that Seth took forever to get himself a job so that he didn't have to live in his car. People get divorced. He was a grown-ass man. It wasn't up to her to keep paying for him, even though she did. Maybe ask about the car payments and, the other money. Yeah, you might want to ask about that. Some people just have a hard time keeping jobs,
Remember, Seth hadn't lived there long. They just kept the same order that they had in California. They came
have an
to
order.
this agreement, and that's why CPS didn't know.
CPS was well aware of Seth. The school had called in a complaint against Seth, allegedly. CPS was well aware of Seth. Remember? He took Sebastian home and showed him what a beatdown was. Remember? I do. Mortal Kombat. Yeah. See, you don't want to look at the facts. Has there been some things that I question with Chris and Katie? Absolutely. Absolutely. Can I judge her reactions? No. Because I'm not in her shoes. And everybody reacts differently. And trust me, there's going to be some of these stupid idiots. They're going to say, oh, Kathy B's husband's in the hospital and she's live. Yeah, at fucking 10, 11 o'clock because I can't be at the hospital no more after being there all day. But see, they won't tell you that they're going to spin it and say, "Oh, it was more important for me to go live." Fuck no. Anybody who knows me in this chat knows my family, my kids come before this channel. And if I can't go live, I don't go live. I don't sweat it. I've got real life that I enjoy. But, they'll say something. Give it a couple days. And I'm telling you, they're going to see a side that I don't think anybody's going to like too much. So, anyway. Hey, Eve.
Remember, Seth lived in California
Hey, Torch.
for a while. He moved there for.
Yeah, if he did actually, if there is all of these alleged reports, what I can assure you is that they were heavily redacted. So I question if, and I'm just wondering if, the ones on the, ones that were on another parent will put on another parent. I don't know. I don't believe that there's all these. If it was so, and believe me, going through the situation they were going through with Sebastian, it's not unusual that CPS was involved at all. It's not. You've had to been in situations like that to understand it, really. So that's not alarming to me, because there could be a report because you're seeking resources or help. There's a paper trail no matter what. So we don't know if they are real, what they contain, and really who they're about. Would I trust anything that these guys put out? Hell no. Do I think something's being passed around between all of them, courtesy of Tony and, his boss? Absolutely. Yeah, I do. Do I think it's legit? Mm-hmm. I think they've shown what they wanted to show to fit their narrative. That's my opinion. Anyway, but my opinion don't matter. Because at the end of the day, it don't matter what I think or feel. I'm not claiming that I'm gonna find this boy, hey Enid, and I'm gonna bring him home and they're gonna get arrested for doing it. I'm not claiming none of that. We got some idiot firing up alive today, demanding Christopher Proudfoot be arrested again. This woman gets a microphone from the $5 and under store, and is using it to make sickening parody raps, disgusting, vile things about these parents. I don't know how that's okay. I don't know how that woman looks at herself in the mirror. Because even if I thought they were guilty and you couldn't change my mind, 100% thought they were guilty, I couldn't do that stuff. I couldn't do that to anybody. But again, that's just me. Hey, Queen Bee, I'm not law enforcement. What I think doesn't matter. That's what matters, what law enforcement wants to do. These fucking idiots.
Sebastian. And, there, we know that there's at least 5 CPS reports in 14 months.
In that
In
home.
14 months?
14 months, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not
No,
counting
we
the
don't.
2 in New Mexico.
Okay.
And
Right. That's what Nina's kids were.
Okay. Number one, New Mexico has nothing to do with this. New Mexico was a very volatile relationship. That's clear. I watched Nina. It took me a minute to watch that because I just didn't fall for it right out the gate. So I shut it off. But I, days later, went back and watched it. There's a lot of red flags in her story. A lot. How'd she end up on a YouTube channel? Come on now. Really? Really? With the creator that was instrumental in getting Sebastian's story out here on these streets. Come on now. She's buddy-buddy with the ex, Seth. Her and Chris had a very volatile relationship. That's clear. That's clear on both ends. All right? There's been allegations on both ends. Happens in a nasty divorce and a nasty custody battle. Does it mean that those reports are actually true and accurate? Absolutely not. I've worked in the system too many years. I've seen it. Stop. Stop, you idiots.
Are also not treated right by him.
Well, and I can just tell you, there are other CPS reports with Edgar and his family.
What?
The family, the whole family
Allegedly, I'll
freaks me
just say
out. Allegedly, I will say allegedly.
that's a little bit of news I'll give you right there that I'm not really spoken about.
So Justin says in a minute, he's going to say, I have proof that there's other CPS reports concerning Chris and his family. Number one, they would have had to have been old ass reports, okay, which I don't even believe they exist, that there's any reports. I think this is bullshit. Justin runs with anything anybody emails him. There would be no record of it at this point. Records are only held for so long. Anyway, you know, they don't have the storage to keep everything for 30 fucking years. Spanky has no proof of this. But I'll back it up. I'll pull Brittany so y'all can hear it again. Because just listen to what he says.
News I'll give you right there that I'm Edgar and his family with their CPS reports with Edgar and his family.
The family, the whole
Allegedly,
family freaks
I'll
me
just say
out. Allegedly, I will say allegedly.
that's a little bit of news I'll give you right there that I'm not really spoken about.
Yeah, it won't change from state to state. You're correct. Wild Man's mom. In my opinion, both homes had the individual problems with the teenager and growing hormones and suppressed anger over not being let to talk about what he would like. Why can't folks see it? He could have chosen to leave. I agree. I agree. I mean, even Seth admitted he did not want to go there and be homeschooled. He didn't. You're taking the kids' only socialization away. Why would you do that? Because to him, that would be a punishment. Because, you know, you couldn't control his behavior. You were well aware of the behavioral issues. You just, you know, that doesn't fit none of these narratives. You know, instead of saying, yeah, we were looking into places when those emails were brought up about them looking into different places, looking up, you know, looking for resources, which is what any parent would do. Of course, you're going to look for help. You're going to look for resources. Instead of him just saying, yeah, we were doing it as a, you know, as a unit for Sebastian. Oh no, he had to send Tony out. Oh, there's 5 CPS reports. They wanted this. They wanted that. Yeah. You know, that shows people a lot, in my opinion. If you're looking, if you're really looking and you're not stuck on their one-way street. Anyway.
Do you guys, any of you, Justin, Mandy, Nanas, anyone that's closer, what do we know? So I've had people in the last 48 hours in my email. I don't know where they got it from. I think, no, not Justin's. Well, anyway, there's rumors going around.
It's a Sunday, maybe. I don't know. I've never been live this late on a Sunday night. It's wild. But thank you guys all for being here. Hey, Ange.
It's one thing I would like to dispel, or if it's true, get more information. Did Seth Rogers and Chris's ex Nina have contact prior to Sebastian's disappearance that we know of?
No. Never.
I wouldn't bet money on that, but okay. I wouldn't bet money on that. I don't know. I'd need some proof of that. Yeah, I'd need some proof of that.
I know.
That's what I kind of, it felt like, no, but I wasn't sure.
We never heard of anything like that. There's no receipts of that.
Nina
I
didn't
got
even
a
know
question,
who
actually.
the father was. I don't even think she knew who even Seth was. Like,
Justin,
but she didn't even
guys could
probably. She never even knew Katie.
You guys could probably answer this for me, but like with so many CPS cases going on and all that, and with Sebastian obviously being in a bad way, was Seth like kept in the know with all these things happening?
Hold on.
No,
He was not.
no.
Okay,
And-
because I was wondering about that. Like, why the hell was he not fighting to get Sebastian out of that house?
Right, right.
I was wondering
And
the same. 2 times allegedly, Sebastian is getting, well, let's just say it, molested under the Proudfoot's roof twice.
one.
And
One.
well, they say twice.
What do you mean twice?
It happened twice under the Proudfoot's roof.
Who said that?
I've never heard that.
I'll find it. It was twice.
Well, it doesn't matter if it was once or twice.
Even
Once
if it
is
was,
too
yeah,
many.
exactly. So I was just curious why Seth didn't fight for custody then.
Well, I'll tell you this. When obviously, whenever KK and Edgar were in California, Faith obviously went there to California, from New Mexico to California. Edgar was supposed to, if there's anything that happened to any CPS involvement, any things like what happened to Sebastian being with that was supposed to be notified to the court. Edgar and KK never notified Nina's court. Never did. There's no documentation of it at all, and I just know otherwise.
Jesus.
What?
Yeah, once or twice the question was still the same, but I heard that there was 2 incidences while with the Proudfoot. So someone saying one was with a babysitter who was a
Wait a minute. What
Oh.
did he say? I want to back that up. Sorry, I got my the nurses are getting ready to change shift in an hour, so she just wanted to let me know everything's good, everything's copacetic, everything, before she left, which I appreciated. But yeah, I want to listen to that again.
I just know otherwise. Nina's supposed to be notified to the court. Edgar and KK never notified Nina's court. Never did. There's no documentation of it at all, and I just know otherwise.
Jesus.
What? No, you know what Nina's spewing. I'm sorry, she's not credible, and I don't believe what the woman says. It was a nasty custody battle. Chris still sees his daughter, which is none of you guys' business to begin with. Quit running with the gossip, Spanky. Quit saying it. Show your proof. If you have it, show it. Or shut up.
Yeah, once or twice the question was still the same, but I heard that there was 2 incidences while with the Proudfoot. So someone saying one was with a babysitter who was a
There wasn't 2 incidences. There was one. He was a small child, 7, 8-year-old, just like Sebastian. He wasn't a 13-year-old. Sebastian Katie did everything she could. He was in counseling. It was reported. Everything was done. It is not her fault. It happens. It doesn't mean it's the parents' fault. You guys are all sick. The one who didn't like the counseling wasn't Katie.
Oh, okay. I think I know what you're talking about. Okay. So that is referring to, in my opinion, either Katie's sister or Katie's mom.
Katie has been estranged from her biological family for a very long time. They've never met Sebastian, from what I understand. From my understanding. With good reason. They know that. Seth knows that.
They are RSOs.
Both of them.
Yes. And
God.
I
Right,
think
remember that.
that they were supposed to Seth was upset that they allowed Sebastian around the RSOs, which naturally, you know what I mean? They're not supposed to be around kids.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't have any proof of that. I question that. I really do, because I know they were very estranged. And from my understanding is they never met Sebastian. That I could be wrong. Like I said, so much has been said in all this. I could be wrong. But I don't think she had anything to do with her biological family. At least mother and,
That's against the law.
Well, I'm glad you cleared that up, because, I mean, Seth in general, there's something about him that I don't like. Like, I don't think he had anything to do with Sebastian going missing, but just in general, there's something about Seth that rubs me wrong. But I am glad that I know now that he didn't know what was happening to Sebastian and just kind of left it alone. So
Well,
that definitely helps me a lot.
Seth was very involved with Sebastian at school. And when they had their meetings, all three of them would go to the meetings. And I don't understand how that was never brought up at those meetings.
What do you mean, what was brought up?
Like the CPS cases, because the school would be the one to report. And I'm surprised it wasn't brought up during their meetings, especially right before he went missing when they had that meeting, that last one.
Well, the last meeting
Was
that was a very awkward meeting. It was very, very awkward. That's all I can, I've been, people has reached out to me, you guys know that. And everyone was looking at KK and Edgar, just the way their behavior was and all that. It was very, very bad.
And that might have been a distraction tactic so that didn't get brought up. I don't know, but.
Well, Mandy, think about this. Maybe the teachers thought that he was informed.
That could be too.
Yeah.
Very much could be, yes.
I mean, all the teachers do is report what they find, right? What they think. That's what they do. And that's really all. They're not there for after whatever happened.
Follow up. Yeah. You're right.
They're not allowed. They're not allowed all the information after they report what's going on. That's up to CPS to get in touch with the parents, and then it's all done.
And
but I think they thought, I think they thought he did know about it. But sure, I want to bring up one thing you said earlier.
Yeah.
Something about why, when Seth knew about what happened to Sebastian in California, why he didn't try to take custody.
Yeah.
The reason is he was living in his car. He was homeless.
Yeah.
He wasn't living in Tennessee at that time. So he had a hard time getting his life back together so that he could get Sebastian. And as soon as he got his life back together, he went head first to get Sebastian back.
Yeah, moving states to be with your son, not many do that. So that's.
Yeah, Edgar didn't.
And Seth was supposed
Justin,
to get custody of Sebastian. It was going to happen fairly soon, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Wow. You people are something else. That is not. Okay. Who got something to say about that? I know chat got a lot to say about that. Thanks, Lolly, for proving my point. I doubt your alleged sources, Justin. Oh, Lord. Pearls always have to have the inside scoop that he can't let out. Gets so old. Yep. Which parent made us innuendos in almost every conversation? It was Chris or Katie? I can't understand people believe Justin knows everything about everything. Yes, Seth allowed RSO to search and didn't care who they were searching, correct? If Seth was adopted, how does he know his heritage? Maybe DNA test, I guess, or BS. Why did Chris still have the right to see his daughter the way he did? And Green took pictures of Katie with his daughter. Yep. Can't believe another rumor is going to be started. Oh yeah, they need something. Allegedly, a teacher emailed Justin. Yeah, allegedly. That teacher would not have a job. That teacher's not going to risk their job to talk to Justin. I don't know. Okay. No, I'm already live. Oh, it won't let me change it while I'm live. Oh, shoot. Okay. Sorry, guys.
Before he went, yeah, it was
I
supposed to
was reading
be.
chat. I'm sorry. The facts are not being told here. Katie doesn't have contact with Bio because of the abuse of herself. Katie is in a family now and wanting the best. Uh-huh. Yeah. BJ's cat's stuck in the fly strip. Oh, no. How are we going to get you out? As far as a grown man, it's nobody's fault but his own. Yeah. No. It's not no one's fault that he didn't have a job or get a job. But yet, who came to his rescue? Who moved him where he could be close to his son? He didn't want Sebastian and Katie in California. Seth didn't. Remember? Wonder why. He was great with them getting the hell out of California. Wonder why. But, he never could get on his feet. So who came to his rescue? Go figure. Just saying.
It was supposed to be when school let out. Yeah.
No, and he was going to be
no.
homeschooled.
Number one, that wasn't set in stone. Number two, he was allegedly supposed to take him before, but refused. He said, no, I'm going to give you a year to get your behavior in line. He knew how bad the behavior issues were. Stop. I'm not trying to make it seem like, I'm just saying there was issues going on that he denies or severely downplays and sweeps under the rugs. Because then he can't be on this train of the hate, the blame of Chris and Kate. Which I get, he's angry. He has every right to be. His son's missing. He's angry. He's hurting. I get that. But what he's doing out here and supporting, that's messed up. All this crap will forever be attached to his son's name. That's not putting your child first, in my opinion. Hey, Jabba Jones. That panel is once again spreading false information. The Grey Team is desperate. Yes. Oh, wait, there's more. Unfortunately. But I am going to speed them up even a little bit more. Because you can with these people, especially with Spanky talking, it takes forever.
And the thing is well, the Proudfoot say that Sebastian had an issue with that. We don't know. I mean, did Seth ever say Sebastian had an issue with that?
Listen.
He talked to him about it, but Sebastian never, wasn't it? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Justin. Didn't Sebastian not want to talk about it with his dad?
Seth was well aware of Sebastian's feelings about it. Stop. Nana, stop it. Woman, I don't get it. I don't get you at all. You are so close-minded. You refuse to even hear the words that come out of that man's mouth. That's weird. And by the way, the other day, I did say prayers for you and your husband, and I meant them. I don't wish anything like that on anybody. And I do hope that everything goes smooth, goes good, and you have a very great outcome. I really do. But that's, Brittany could say they're not legit. I don't care. I don't know you. I don't understand the way you are with this situation. It's kind of just weird. But that doesn't mean I can't pray for you and have empathy for what you and your family's going through. See, that's what Griffdom fails to realize. We don't have to agree. I don't even have to like you to actually have empathy for what you're going through. That woman is incapable. It was pure jealousy, and gave her another victimhood card. It became all about her instead of what you're going through. But you'll go back over there. You will. And that's where I leave it.
Sorry, I was muted. Yes. The last thing, he was the last time, Sebastian, like he wanted to tell Seth something, I think it was, and but can you imagine the pressure of Sebastian, because he lived with Edgar and KK 90% of the time. So he was only with his dad every other weekend.
I see what you're saying, Java Jones, you and BJ's cat. That is also a very good possibility. And whether you want to go there or not, wasn't Bobby's sons out late at night like that too? How do we know? I mean, we don't know what happened. They could have all been playing flashlight tag or whatever. I don't know. But they said that Sebastian didn't know and didn't hang around the neighborhood kids. I don't know. Just at school. So I don't know. But anything's a possibility. And it is. There is. Law enforcement has not come forward with anything. And, anything could be a possibility. I'm not saying there's no evidence to prove anything. But these people act like there's hardcore evidence. They got these people tried, convicted, and ready to be put in a 9x12. I mean, if they can't find the evidence, they manufacture it.
If Sebastian went and told Seth something, Seth is obviously going to get pissed.
Right.
And go probably fly off the handle, which any parent would.
Mm-hmm.
And then
you do. Stop. In my opinion, everybody let Sebastian down because there was issues in both homes, and I believe a good bit of it was the tension between the co-parenting, because something just tells me he wasn't easy to co-parent with, and I think that's why Chris had to be the one to talk to him. But that's just my opinion. The way he talks about Katie, I can imagine how he talked to her. Again, my opinion, from my experiences dealing with parents. Anyway.
You're with the people you're complaining about, your mom and your stepdad, and it's only going to be hell on you.
So he probably did, like my daughters sometimes be like, Mom, don't say anything to Dad because it'll just make him more mad, type of thing.
Yep. Bingo. Sure. That's exactly it.
Yeah.
I call BS. Sebastian didn't want to talk to Seth about not wanting to live with him and not wanting to be homeschooled. But he had no problem talking to Chris Katie about it. Maybe that's what, I don't know. You ever think that could be a possibility? Because that was the big issues at hand. I have not seen any proof that Sebastian was being physically abused. And had there been, he would have been removed. And if there's all these reports that you keep claiming, you can bet they were at that home and those reports were investigated.
That's fucked up. That poor kid.
I'm trying to find this post from Seth's mother, because she does talk about
brilliant.
Sebastian was telling her
Incredible
what was going
source.
on, and he made her promise not to say anything.
I remember that. Yep.
And she said
Lord.
he was scared for his father.
Okay,
And
how could Chris and Katie set Seth up to fail right from the beginning? How is that possible, Robin 407? Seth is a grown-ass man. It is not on Chris and Katie to have a third child to financially assist. And he needed to stand on his own 2 feet. They were more than willing and did share custody. Seth could have Sebastian. Seth had Sebastian every other weekend, Seth's choice. Okay? You might want to ask him those questions, because the only person that could set Seth up to fail is Seth. They weren't trying to keep Sebastian from him. They weren't trying to turn Sebastian against him. Actually, quite the opposite. They were talking about him living there, not just for his summer visit, which was coming up at the end of the school year. Anyway, y'all need to just, listen a little bit. Just a smidge.
he didn't want him to be harmed or to lose his job. Now, for a child to say that, even a 15-year-old to say that, then they have had to heard those words.
I was just going to say, who said that in front of him? Because he doesn't just say that. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
So Chris maybe said something like, "Don't you?"
Oh yeah,
or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't feel like Sebastian said that.
Yeah, Trishy said she has it.
She said she'll send it to you if you want.
Yeah, I was trying to see where it was. I had it somewhere and I can't find it now.
Seth didn't work when he had Sebastian. That's what Seth said in his AWB. Oh, Brittany's chat.
Yeah,
I actually have a clip of him saying that that he worked when Sebastian was with Katie on those weekends. So if he would have left and wanted to try to get to Seth on that Sunday or that Monday, then he would have known that Seth would have been at work, because he worked on the weekends that Sebastian was home with Katie.
right.
I don't know if it's a short, or I think it's a short on my channel.
I'll never get this out of my head what Edgar said. Sebastian made it sound like I was so horrible. He thought he was going to get me kicked out of my house.
Yep.
How?
Who said that?
Okay,
I'm sorry, a 15-year-old autistic kid does not know.
Okay, quit using autistic. That wasn't who he was. You all even admitted, him sitting in a restaurant, you'd have never known it. He was autistic. I mean, what's he supposed to look like? He was high functioning. He was a 15-year-old teenager. Yes, they get it in their head because they're told things at school, and they get it in their head that, he grounded me, so I'm going to make sure he gets in trouble. It happens. And yeah, they think they're going to win. They're 15. Jeez.
That CPS is going to make an adult leave.
Yeah, right. They play up how autistic Sebastian is, but allegedly he's also.
Chris and Katie don't, actually. The only people that keep referring to him as just an autistic 15-year-old who's missing is you people. They don't use it to define him.
Also, this smart to know all of these grown-up situations.
And hide evidence.
Yeah. Oh, and Chris also, babe, I don't know if you heard this, but I heard this from Chris myself. He said, and if anyone has the clip, if you could pull it up. I'm at work right now for another half an hour.
It amazes me how she goes live from work. I never had a boss that would allow that. if I wasn't working the floor, I was on in the back, on the ambulance. So, yeah, I number one didn't have time to go live, but even if I did, I didn't, and there was nights I was charged. I was boss. So, yeah, I wouldn't have tolerated me going live at work, let alone one of my nurses. Oh, hell no. It must be nice. It must be a cake job. I don't know. Cake boss. I don't know. Oh, she works at a weed store or something, don't she? Something like that. I don't know. I still don't get it. But anyway, good for you. You're a decent boss, man. You really do. Let you go live at work. That's really cool. You really shouldn't tell the internet that. But you do it all the time, because last time I reviewed you, you were live at work.
He said, what was it? The best thing that he did was leave no trace.
Exactly.
Yes.
Kids pick up. You're right, Java.
The best part about it,
He left no traces.
he left no evidence.
Yes.
He said
Yes,
evidence.
that's what he said.
Evidence.
Evidence. Not.
You're right. Yet Seth also said Sebastian was outside, told neighbors his dad was coming home from work soon. Yeah. I mean, you leave a 15-year-old boy alone for 12 plus hours with access to the internet? Mm-hmm. Okay.
A trail or a scent. But
Says that.
And KK says he's young in mind, but he's a ninja, like Edgar says, and always wanted to be a ninja.
Yes.
And to proof disappear?
Chris said that.
They do pick and choose. They do.
He said
Yes,
the best
Chris.
thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
He said
And
that.
after that, he said, and poof, he disappeared.
Yeah, do we know where we
It's unbelievable how much weight they put. Seth said, like, completely omitting his anger and hatred he has for a woman who left him.
You were live there. I just now got a notification you were live.
Oh, shit.
I can't even figure out how in his mind that would be a good thing.
Right.
I can't get there.
What? Chris?
Yeah, why he would say that.
Well, he wants it. He's building, in my opinion, he's building Sebastian up to think like, oh, he has. Well, he had said this. He has fooled. He stumped the detectives. He's fooled everybody. He's a ninja. That's why he wants it to make Sebastian seem like he is just pulled off the crime of the century.
Yeah.
A 15-year-old autistic kid who's young in mind.
So basically, he's Jason Bourne.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And didn't he say the best thing he did was
people understand that Chris wasn't even there? Hadn't been there. Do y'all even understand that? Okay.
leave no evidence, and then there was something else he said that was really fucked up. Yeah, who says that?
God.
Something he said that really has stuck in my mind. When he was riding with Chris, and he told Chris that if this goes south, what are you going to do? Or did he say, what are you going to do? How did he say that?
What?
Exactly. Look, there's his side, their side, and somewhere in between the truth. I can tell you one thing. There's far more inconsistencies and erratic behavior. I don't even know what else to call it with Seth, with what he's doing and supporting out here with Betty and everything. Anyway, there's a lot more red flags over there. Sorry. I'm not saying there's not red flags or inconsistencies or some questions on the other end. There is. But, oof.
What if this goes south? He told Steph, what if this goes south? Just a couple hours after he arrived that day.
That is what has always stuck in my mind.
What the hell?
I mean, just hours after Sebastian went with me.
Your kid's missing. How much more south could it get?
Well, Seth replied.
What the hell does that mean?
He said, well, I'll go south. What are you talking about? He said, what if he's dead?
What? I did not hear that.
Well, the thing is, like, when he called Nina Wednesday, remind you, He got home Monday at 1 p.m., right?
Yet again, running with what Nina told Seth, who told Tony, so who knows? Not one credible source.
He called Nina before he called Seth, right?
We've seen Nina's Facebook video.
No.
He was pissed. Sebastian going missing was going to interrupt her vacation.
No, he comes home at 1 o'clock on Monday, which is when he arrived. Sebastian, they called in at 6 to the 911 number that he was missing. So 7 hours later, he is home. He's home, the half a day there, right? Tuesday, he's home the full day. And Wednesday, he's back, he leaves, and he goes and gets his camper. He's home 1 full day before he goes back to get his camper that he pays anywhere from a month to 3 months in advance. That is his words, not my words, his words. And that evening when he called Nina, he sounds very anxious and all of that. And then Nina said, well, Chris, we have court Tuesday. I've got to call the court. And that's when he screamed at her and he said, we're not having court Tuesday. So Sebastian hasn't even been missing 72 hours at this point.
Okay. Number one, I question anything she says. Number two, his stepson, whom he was a very major part in his life, helping raising the child, is missing. His wife is going through the unimaginable. His life is turned upside down over, I could see he was a little, I could understand being a little stressed out, being, and she's worried about court when whatever
Point. You're not, so you're saying he's not coming home.
Yeah, I remember
You're not
that too.
expecting him to come home, apparently.
Mhm.
Right, he knew he wouldn't be home.
No, he didn't.
Mm.
He was thinking his stepson's missing. He's not worried about anything else. That kind of trumps it. That doesn't mean he knew anything. Wow.
You just have to read into his words, and it's all his words.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
It's his word.
Jesus.
Also, Edgar, I knew when Edgar said this, something was up, and it took me months of, it's probably the second hardest thing other than tracking Jose down that I've ever done.
Oh, so now you admit to tracking Jose down. What you did to Jose, Spanky? Man. I don't know how you look yourself in the mirror. Now you're going to sit there and brag about how it took you months and months to track that man down and what you did to that man. And you know he took his own life. Shame on you. You people want to accuse everybody else of taking people to the edge. What did you do to Jose? Spanky.
But
Yeah, it's
to
real
find this
funny.
out, I was going to find it out though, is whenever he said, when they were talking about, why did you spend the night down there and stuff? And he said, we went down there. He said, we went down there. We were probably down there. I don't know what we were down there, 19 hours total. And then he said, not we, I.
Yeah.
And I thought, you don't mess up we and I's. You never.
You do so. The dude was, come on. Their lives have turned upside down. So what if he said we? He's used to saying we. What's wrong with that? Betty says we all the time. He corrected it. It was him. You've never shown proof that anybody was with him. But you're going to hear Justin say something here.
Mess up we's and I's.
No.
You can come out of surgery and you're not going to mess up a we or an I. It is ingrained. You don't mess it up. I knew he wasn't alone.
Oh, bullshit.
And I can tell you.
That's like when Don kept fucking up. We turn here. I mean,
Yeah,
whatever.
bingo. You don't mess it up. I can tell you.
You don't mess up We's and I's. You're a liar, Justin. People talk like that all the time just because they say we, you know. Okay, I can't. Do you ever think that he's used to saying we because it is we, him and Katie, and then corrected himself and said, no, I went? That'd be too much for them to comprehend. It is manipulating.
For sure. Edgar had 2 people with him Wednesday evening. 2 people with him Wednesday evening.
How do you know that?
Wednesday after
Where's your
the
proof of
prior
that?
to Sebastian going missing.
No, after.
Yep, when he's
The
going
Wednesday
down,
after?
the evening he went down to back to Mississippi
to go pick up his trailer.
to go pick up his camper thingy.
Where's your proof of that?
On
Okay.
Monday.
Yeah, he said
So
I
I
didn't
have-
go, or he said Katie didn't go with me.
I have that video pulled up that I clipped him saying that. It was on Smiley's panel. And I pulled up Shay's video where she has the screenshot that Lolly was looking for from Seth's mom,
Okay.
which
Yeah.
is what's on
Yeah, that'd be
screen
great
right
if you
now.
played it. That'd be great.
Yeah. 'cause
So,
it's sad. That is so horrible.
This is the one that is this the one you were talking about, Lolly?
Yes. Yep.
So she
I was
said,
only-
you can
Yeah. That's it.
You can stop all of your speculating. I did not tell my son because my grandson asked me not to. I was the only person that Sebastian felt like he could say anything to. If I had broke his confidence, he would never have been able to speak to me again about everything and anything. He was protecting his dad. He did not want his dad to do anything that would harm himself or his career. Do I regret not telling him? You bet I do. But had I told him, Sebastian would have never trusted.
I don't believe this at all. Sorry. I don't believe this. But okay. Whatever.
Me again. So stop your speculation. I beat myself up enough. You don't need to beat me up too.
Bless her heart. But yeah, why would he mention his dad being harmed and his
But if Katie would have put that out, oh my God, they just shredded her. But bless this woman's heart.
career?
Right.
Because Chris is the very first person to speak up very fast and say, I got Seth his job. So I guess he's the one that can take the job away also.
And Seth has said that Edgar did not get him his job either. He had to go through all the training and everything. You don't pass the training, you don't get the job.
Yeah.
Right.
And all of that.
So he got his own damn job.
He got his own damn job, yes.
Yeah, he might have got him at the
he
interview
told,
or something, but
I think Edgar said that they were hiring at the jail or whatever, and that's it. That's it. That's all he did. But Edgar wants to inflate that as, oh, I got him the job.
Damn.
It's crazy.
So he.
No, I don't. Does anybody remember that being said? I don't remember hearing it like that, but there's been so much in the last year. What I do remember is that Chris did tell Seth that there was openings, and that's what Seth really wanted to do. And when Seth wanted to quit during his training and classes, who did he call? Chris. And yeah, they talked it out. But I don't recall Chris saying specifically that I got him his job. But anyway. Propaganda. Exactly. Family member to go to help and support. Yeah. I don't think anybody was with him. I don't know. But if Justin really had the proof, where is it? He says he knows with 100%. Where is it?
Okay. It feels like to
I
me
don't
with
know if
him.
somebody went with them or not. To be honest, I wasn't there.
I'm saying that, and I heard him say that he got Seth's job. I don't remember what show, but I do remember hearing that somewhere. Sure sounds like that would be the same person that's telling Sebastian,
Yes.
your dad can lose his job. Edgar
Bingo.
is Chris Proudfoot, babe.
Oh, okay. I
We
didn't
say
want to ask
Edgar
public
because
because I didn't want to sound like an
he's
idiot.
sue happy, but he needs an international lawyer to sue me. So go ahead, Chris.
I
Let's
doubt it
go.
if that's going to happen because, you could get him and ask him any question on a deposition.
Yeah, I don't call him Edgar. I call him Chris.
And so how long was it after, as I don't know if Mark knows this, but Chris
And thing in the wall, don't flatter yourself. The prophets could give two shits about you, I'm sure.
had to allegedly go back to work, even though I heard he lost his job, so I'm not really sure that. But he left to go to work while his son is missing. And just like the Wells like to leave state when their daughter is missing, they went to a whole nother state and Katie went with. She said she had to help Chris get settled into his job. I'm not sure she's ever had to do that before. And part of me thinks it's because Chris didn't want her on her own talking.
That's, you don't know what their lifestyle is. And it wasn't safe for Katie to be at home. It wasn't. And people have actually seen the death threats. People always at their house, up and down around their house. It wasn't safe for Katie to be there at home alone. It wasn't. Thanks to idiots.
And fucking everything up. It's very controlling man, that one.
Yes.
Very
I agree.
controlling man.
Okay, this is the clip that Justin was talking about where he says, we. I mean, I went, and he was gone for 17 hours total.
Jesus.
And it's only a minute and a half.
That's okay. You can bet his locations were tracked. Law enforcement was well aware. So he had to pack up the camper. So what if the man rested for a little bit before the drive back? Big deal. Big fucking deal. Like you idiots keep saying. And like your sweetie Pilo lady. He's just a fucking stepfather. He's not the parent. So what's the big deal? Huh? I mean, according to you, he was nothing. He's not important. He wasn't one of the parents. So what's the big deal? You don't think law enforcement was well aware of everything he was doing? Are you really that stupid?
Half, so I'm just going to let it play all the way through.
Okay, thank you.
Chris, what time did you get home on Monday? Do you remember?
I want to say it was. Well, hold on. Let's see here. One something, I think.
Yeah, and then did you have to go back up there and get your camper? I mean, is that what you had to? Y'all had to go back and get that? Somebody had to drive it back. Or?
No. It's a fifth wheel. It's a fifth wheel.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I couldn't tell. Somebody was
No. So there's a couple things that, because of this whole situation, I hope families never endure.
Right.
Without going into great details, I almost lost my job.
Over this?
Yes, over this, very much. Yeah.
You can't get fired for your son missing. Just saying.
Because of that, well.
If people are harassing the job site, yes, you can. If you can't be there to run that crane, you will be replaced. That is a very large job site. They have phases. They are on a very tight time crunch, which always gets delayed and costs them thousands of dollars a day. Do you think for 1 second that they are good? Because that could bring the whole job site to a standstill if the crane operator is not there doing their thing. If he can't be there, then he will be replaced. It's that simple. Remember, according to you guys, he was nothing. He was just a stepdad.
So I got permission, and I say I got permission. I asked law enforcement, said, hey, I need to go down, go get my fifth wheel, and I need to bring it. Because right now, and they said, okay. So we told them what day we were going. And we went down there. We weren't even down there, I don't know, 24 hours maybe. And we were down there maybe 17 hours. Long enough to get down. I finished packing everything up. And I said she didn't go. I was down there long enough to pack.
See, he said we rather.
Woke up the next morning.
Because he says we. They are a pair. They are a couple. So what? He was speaking. He went. They twist anything.
and came home.
But he
You do.
also, but he
Yeah.
also said, "I almost lost my job."
Yeah,
Well,
And he goes,
you don't
and then he
almost lose
goes
your
and
job.
gets his camper. Why do you go and get your camper if you didn't lose your job? Keep your camper there and go back to work.
But this is the thing. First of all, who loses?
You not get it? His job sites changed as soon as the cranes were done. And he was on to the next job site. They cannot have that crane idle. He will be replaced if he cannot be there. And he could not be there. He needed to be at home with his wife. So yeah, you're going to lose your spot. Like it or not. It is what it is.
Their job whenever their kid goes missing. They're more
So now
compassionate than
he's
ever. Number
so
one.
now he's his kid. Okay, when it fits your narrative, because you want to slam him. Justin, you've never been a crane operator on a big construction site like that. You have no idea that crane being idle, how much it's going to cost that company every day. No, honey. If he can't be there to run that crane, he will be replaced. Because before he leaves that job site, they got to get a replacement for him before they shut that crane down. It is what it is. It's business.
Number two, he never went back to that job a single day.
That's right.
After Sebastian went missing.
Exactly, because he stayed with his wife where he belonged. And they couldn't hold the job. So he was replaced. Go figure.
But he said he was going back there to go back to work. But in Nancy Grace's
Because that's
interview,
what
Katie,
he intended to, I'm sure. Their son was missing. This isn't something that you just take in stride and, go through all the time. Sebastian was missing. He needed to be there for his wife. And he was. End of story.
he says, I'm here to help him go back to work, getting him ready. Because she asked, why are you down there if your son's missing? And she said, well, he could be anywhere. But then Edgar says in the same interview, my job is up in the air. But also Katie's down here helping me get back to work.
I believe he was working when he was down there. Doesn't mean it was that job site. I'm not sure. I don't remember if it was that one or another one. But as a crane operator, he moved from job site to job site. That's not shocking.
Settle into his work.
And he doesn't go back to that job ever.
Well,
there's a reason they were down there.
There's different phases. There's only so much they use the cranes for. When they're done with that phase, the cranes are gone. The operators are gone. You know.
They were more comfortable down there. You only go where you're comfortable.
Right. Yeah. Really quick, sorry to interrupt everyone. It's not showing me who, because again, I'm at work. But we have raised $30 for the Blind Cat Sanctuary. Thank you, whoever donated. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're doing it. Okay.
Yeah, we set up a fundraiser for Blind Cat Sanctuary in Sebastian's name. So they take in blind cats that are going to get euthanized, and they give them a home and love on them and take care of their medical issues until they pass on their own.
I put the link to the website in the chat there if you guys want to check that out.
Yeah, if you want to check it out again, if you want to go to the website that he shared right there, there is a donate button on their link. I understand that people don't really trust fundraising on these streets, and that's okay. But if you want to read up about it,
it goes directly. It literally goes directly, instantly to them.
Well,
it doesn't.
Creators don't.
You're making thousands of dollars. I have seen you get $400 super chats. I've seen you make $2,000 in one night. Where's your donation, Spanky?
See the money.
No, they don't see it. They collect nothing. It goes directly into their account. If there's like a hand button there, like with two hands or whatever, then that means it goes directly there. They instantly text you a receipt instantly.
Yeah. Okay, now I got a question. I may have missed it somewhere, but did Edgar ever give the reason why it was so necessary to go get his fifth wheel?
He
Yeah,
said he
exactly.
didn't want
Dickie's
to
cat.
leave it down there, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
I don't
funny
think
to
he
know.
really gave a good answer. He just mumbled through it.
Yeah, it's so weird to me.
Yeah.
Very.
No, she could still get super
Especially
chats. She
when
just
he said he
said
pays anywhere
she
from
wanted
a
people.
month.
Whoa, pause. She wanted people to donate there instead of give her super chats, but no, her super chats were still active. I didn't pay attention to that with her. I don't feel she's a grifter like Griftum and Born, but you know,
The 3 months in advance.
hell, I don't even
Ever how
get
long
my
the job's
mods.
going to be.
I can't remember the last time my mods dropped my links other than a membership link every once in a while, which isn't even that often. I couldn't imagine them doing it every 3 minutes. Heck, sometimes I wish they would. I don't reach out to my mods and tell them what to do in chat. They're grown up adults, you know. I'm not their babysitter. So yeah, these people are nuts. But yeah,
He goes down there and he just pays them.
but I'm the
Well,
grifter.
yeah, even if he was paying by the week, which that wouldn't be the case, but that really wouldn't be on my mind.
Right. That would be the last thing you thought of.
I'd be like, screw the camper. I got to stay here.
Right.
My son's missing.
But he left KK the entire night. But also he was with 2 other people that evening.
Can you? Sorry, I'm finishing up at work here. Can you guys tell Mark about?
You don't know if he was with 2 other people, Justin. You do not have any proof of that. Stop spreading rumors and gossip like you constantly do. There's nothing factual or credible about you, Spanky. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Boy. Oh. I don't know. I don't believe there was 2 people with him. I don't believe anything that comes out of Spanky's mouth. Ooh. Cher does though. Cher believes anything. You know, sometimes you want to give her credit for some of the questions she asked, but then 2 seconds later, you realize why you don't give her credit. Yeah. Anyway. But Spanky, where's your big donation? Because you made a ton of freaking money. I mean, a ton of money. Hell, the night Betty got arrested, you made a couple grand. Crying about Betty getting arrested.
The dog situation. I thought that was really weird.
Mom,
But,
I didn't mean that. I was just saying, you know, Julie was calling us the grifters because we have memberships and super chats. So do they. They have Cash App and PayPal too. Heck, some of them have Venmo and everything else. That's the norm on YouTube. She doesn't get that though. But you will. They begged. Brittany comes right out and begs. So shut up, Julie. I mean, you were talking about your own team. Ugh.
Katie locking up the dogs, but when Chris was home at night, but when Chris wasn't home, she'd sleep with the dogs, and allegedly she locked the dogs up that night, even though Chris wasn't home.
They both slipped on that. You tell them, guys. I've talked enough.
You're good. No.
Well, somebody tell me.
Okay, the story goes that when Chris
You guys are cracking me up.
is home, the dogs sleep in their little kennels. When he's gone, Katie, lets the dogs sleep with her. When they're on their phone call, Katie's starting to allegedly fall asleep, and Chris makes the comment, wake up, go put the dogs up and put them in their beds and go to bed.
That's because that's the norm. Sometimes she doesn't put them in their crates. So fucking what? Sometimes she does. So what? What does that prove? Not a thing. Not a thing.
Put them in their crate.
Wakes her up over the phone, by the way. What?
Yeah, this is over the phone. So why would she put them up? Because they both knew the dog slept with her when he was gone.
Yeah.
Maybe because Chris told her to. Did you ever think that? I don't know.
It makes me think he was there.
Exactly.
He wasn't there. If he would have been there, and there would be all this proof of all this abuse and everything, Chris would have been arrested
Well, he won't
a
tell.
long time ago.
where he was Sunday, and law enforcement want camera footage of Sunday afternoon. And he says, law enforcement has told me not to speak about that, but I have an email from the detective who has been on this criminal investigation.
They
We
did
told us it was a
not
criminal
mention.
investigation for the last 11 months. And he says,
Who are you people? Who even are you?
cannot tell Edgar.
But of course, Krypton, she can't do a live without blaming Granny for everything in her life. We're gonna get to her. I've got some. We're gonna get to some clips there, not tonight, but we're gonna get to her as soon as things settle down here. I'll be able to. I'm not feeling these late night vibes though, because I'm not a sleeper, so I get up really early, and my kids are up early, and I get up with my kids. I'm up before my kids, but yeah. Anyway, I like the evening vibes better, or like even mid afternoon. Sometimes it depends.
What to say or not to say, or KK, or Seth.
Yeah, that was the thing with the walls too. They can't tell them.
No.
They want suspects talking, and they're all suspects. If Seth is a suspect, Chris is a suspect.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all are. No one.
Even though
weird.
Edgar said they were clear on the very first interview.
Yeah.
He's not cleared.
No, that was also. Stop it, Justin. Oh my.
If anyone's cleared, they're going to do a press conference and they'll say he's cleared.
But Tennessee, they don't clear anybody.
No.
And what he was going through a custody battle. No, he was not like cleared, but he was cleared because, in a sense, because there was no signs of foul play. He also was out of town. Did you ever think of that? And that's what the sheriff's department would have reported. They wouldn't have said he was like 100% cleared, because nobody can be 100% cleared till law enforcement says so. But I'm pretty sure they had his whereabouts. Just saying.
Yeah. They don't clear anybody. They just arrest. And then after an arrest, everyone's cleared.
Yeah. Which is the way it should be.
Yeah, they're off tomorrow. So, we'll do what we did today. I'll pack them up their little snacks in their backpack and their tablets. It's great. Internet at the hospital. They can play their games, and Symphony usually reads and plays a game. But all their games are educational and very finicky about what they play. And they sit there and are quiet. They visit with Daddy Frank for a little bit. They grab a bite. Well, they won't ever grab a bite to eat there after today. Yeah. No. I'll just take some extra. I'll make sure I feed them good before we leave. But yeah, and we'll go down and visit, and then we'll come home, and I'm gonna come home earlier tomorrow and just spend some time with them. I'll have to get on that damn trampoline. I may not have any hips left. Oh, they don't understand. I'm 61. That trampoline. Or we'll go for a bike ride or something. I just want to spend some time with them. And then I'll go back down and the babysitter I'll have the babysitter come over, and I'll go back down for a little bit. And that's it. If he was there, why would law enforcement phone record showing he was in Memphis at the time of the phone call? Yep. But the good news is the procedure they did this morning was a double procedure. Actually, he's wide open. But they had to do a lot of scraping and cleaning and put some balloons in because the stents would not reinflate. They malfunctioned as usual. This is not the first time. Last time it caused a massive heart attack, which damaged his heart muscle. This time we made it. It was close. I mean, they were blown away that he hadn't. had a full arrest once they seen what was going on. But they have to do something because the stints aren't it, and he keeps throwing all these clots. And yeah, so what they did is a temporary fix for right now, and it did actually wonders. I couldn't believe it. But yeah, we'll find out what the next move is. But I feel good because he's got a good team of surgeons. He's got the heart doctor's got a heart surgeon. He's got a good team. Him and his partner are fantastic. And yeah, so, oh, thank you, A Fly on the Wall. Yeah, it was clots. What happened is, for some reason, him and stents don't work. He's got 5 of them. They were all collapsed and 4 clots. Everyone. And then even some of the smaller vessels leading from the heart were just full of clots. They don't know why he's throwing all these clots. They're trying to figure that out. Thankfully, the stents actually collapsing and everything, it was close. I mean, but yeah, I don't think about that though, because they were, the doctors didn't piss around. They took him, so everything was good. But now we're going to see what the game plan is. They're meeting to discuss what the game plan, and I'll know tomorrow sometime. There's definitely going to be more surgery. I don't know. This is tough because you can't, once the heart muscle is damaged, you can't fix that. They're not God, they're just surgeons. You can't fix that. But they can fix the arteries and stuff. Well, repair. What's repairable? So we'll see. I think it's all going to be good. He's going to be fine. He's too damn stubborn. And I just won't think anything else right now. He's going to be fine. Heck, he wants to come home. He's sap sedated and he wants to come home. I'm like, what? Give him something else, knock him back out. That man is so stubborn. He hates the hospital.
Well, I wish any rest would come soon.
Me too.
Ew.
I wish somehow, somewhere, that boy is okay.
Right.
I know what the odds of that are, but I still hope for it.
I know, me too.
Yeah, I don't like how she did the throat thing. That makes me think not. But at the same time, it could be when families want teenagers. I've been sent to some of these places when they want to send teens or whatever to hide out where they mistreat these teenagers. They make them work. They make them do slavery. They hurt them. They get sexually abused. All of these things.
Be home driving me crazy because he's the worst patient ever. I've had a lot of patients in my life. He's the worst ever. He's a big old baby. No, I'm kidding. I can't wait for him to come out. But he is a big baby. That's because I dated him.
And they typically take these kids because they like them. It's very militant, and they like them to be, what do you call it? Like confused, unaware of what's really going on or whatever. And they will take them.
You know what? I watched 2 doctors, an internist and an ER doc, go head to head over the CAT scan results. The ER doc was spot the fuck on. The internist was saying, no, that's that mass over the heart, that looks like a mass over the heart, that's pneumonia. And ER docs, like, no, it's not. There's nothing in the blood work. There's nothing to support that. That's blockage. That man's got some blood around his heart. We need to get him into the cath lab. We need to get a Tavian team in here. And he was 100% right. The internist was so far up. Thank God they didn't listen to him because, thank God. Anyway.
in the middle of the night, 3 a.m., 4 a.m.
Yeah.
So, and maybe they drugged him, and maybe that's what she meant.
Oh, I have a book of to-do lists. Trust me. I'd already handed him. No. That's what I'm all going to find out tomorrow afternoon. Yeah. Then to top it off, they put him on this new medication for heart failure, right? So they bring it in, the nurse brings it and gives it to him. About a minute and a half later, he has a severe reaction to it. Yeah, that was thrilling. Yeah, so they had to come up. They had to put him on a different one, which there's several you can use. That was the preferable one, but it is what it is. The other one's just as good.
I mean, I don't think he's at a school or anything like that at all.
Yeah, he would end up getting found eventually if he was.
Well, I mean, nobody's going to hold a kid like that when literally a Secret Service is looking for them, federal government, FBI, all of that. Plus, there has to be a revenue for paying that's coming out of some bank account of some sort. There has to be, and it's like the reason they didn't do that before because it was like $7,000 and $8,000 a month.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me. Well, another thing that's plus for Seth, they wanted to send Sebastian to a place that had multiple.
No, you're incorrect. They were looking into places. They were looking into whatever resources, doing what a parent would do to get their son the best possible. They were looking. Seth was aware of that. But he had, instead of just saying, hey, yeah, we were working together to try to find the best resources for our son. No. He had to flip that script, which was stupid. Because honestly, that just made me think at one time they were on the same path, on the same road about Sebastian. But now he had to ruin that. So stop it. Stop with the misinformation. Checking into resources does not mean you're sending anyone off. You're looking for the best possible sources out there, like any parent would do.
Well, deaths with the teenagers, and Seth is the one who researched the place, found this out, and said, absolutely not. He is not going there.
Okay, number one, that was never an option anyway. Financially, they could not afford it. They were just looking into things. Seth knew that.
Is that right?
Yep. And that is that place.
Not the way you're spinning it. No.
Is local to them as well.
Yes, and Seth picked one really far away, didn't he? Think about it.
And Seth was like, no.
Seth did the research, not the mom, not the stepdad.
Yep.
They're going to send him to
That's
somewhere.
happened to Sebastian, like really bad. It has been under their roof.
Yes.
That's true.
Missing the things that happen in California, all of the.
How come you're not going to say about the one Seth picked? The one Seth was looking into wasn't local. No, it wasn't. How come you don't want to admit that Seth was also looking into places? You guys forget that part, huh? You always cut that narrative off right there.
These, 5 DPS reports
The thing is, it's not a bad thing on either parent. They were looking at resources. That's it. That's all. They were trying to get the best for their son. Doesn't make any parent look bad. You idiots.
14 months.
I never knew it was in 14 months. That's absolutely crazy. Were any of the cases even closed?
Do you really think if there was 5 complaints filed of a physical abuse in a 14-month time span, there would have been no investigations? No one come into the house? Every time a report is filed, they have to respond within 24 hours, and they show up at your door, regardless of the situation. You can bet, yes, they were well aware of the situation with what was going on with Sebastian at home and in school, because even the school would call CPS. You know, there's no way there wasn't any investigation if this alleged abuse or these alleged filings, these complaints exist. There's no way. I have fostered for too many years. I know the system. I have fostered in more than one state. I know the system. There's no way that there was no investigation if these 5 reports of, of alleged severe abuse exist. So somebody is full of shit. I'm telling you. And if there would have been any sign, because of there being so many in a short period of time, Sebastian would have been removed. It wouldn't have mattered. Justin, you know the system better. Stop it. That's what pisses me off the most about you. You are such a fake and a fraud on here. And you're that neat little chubby mouse that sits in the corner off screen. I dealt with people like you. Yeah.
We don't really know. We don't really know.
Yeah, because we can't know. Damn.
All we know is Seth got a lawyer, got a copy of the CPS cases.
Yeah.
And his words were, if you knew what was in these reports, it would keep you up at night.
Bullshit. If those reports were that severe, there would have been some foundation. They would have removed Sebastian. If there was 5 reports that severe, they would have removed Sebastian until the investigation was done. I've seen it done. I've seen there be, sometimes the kids were there a week or two, placed right back home. They would remove them because of the type of reports that were made and how many were made. They removed them until the investigation could be completed. And of course, the kids were all interviewed. So I don't believe you guys, because I know there's steps that CPS, DCF, whatever you call in your area, can and will take. So either you're being lied to about the contents of these reports, the amount of reports, or you're just outright being lied to and being showed some fake shit. I don't know. But something don't smell right.
Yeah, so I'm more and more.
I know they keep Seth up at night, every night.
Which would make sense why he's falling.
Look like he's losing any sleep or missing a meal. Just saying. Not shade no one. It is what it is. Do I think that he's a mess? His son is missing? Absolutely. And I will always give him empathy for that. And I will always give him grace for that. But his behavior out here and the things he's supporting and standing up for, I'm sorry, in my mind, it's fucked up. It's fucked up. I can't get past that. It's too much. But I will always give him grace because that is his son.
I'm asleep and not sleeping.
Yeah.
Okay, I have it pulled up here. This is also from Shay's channel. This is where Chris says the best part about it is there's no evidence.
Oh, thank you. I wanted more.
What story, Nate? When Sean made that statement, he had to correct himself because he started saying we had to get a lawyer to get the reports we wrote. So, and I'm going to go back and find that. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, of course not, Denise. They don't. They're only putting out what they want to put out that fits their narrative that they can twist and turn. They're leaving a lot out. They always do.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have never heard that. I want to hear
Came to
And
my house and he told us all.
I was gonna say, and he just said recently on a live, he never said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never said that.
She made a
All
video
right.
of that, and that's what I tried to find, but I can't find that one. I found this one. I've gone through like a bunch of the videos
The
that
one
I
where he
watched on
said
her
I never
channel.
said that, that was
Yeah.
on
Elevated
Elevated.
Truth. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know she has it clipped because she put it on there and then she's like, oh, really? And then she played I'm pretty sure this clip in that video too. But yeah, he denied saying it. And he was like, that is
Excuse
not
me.
what I said. I said, and that's not what he said at all. So this is what he said.
I mean, it's, you know, it's so simple that it's probably a very boring case if you took away all the crap.
Boarding case.
It's just
Oh.
a simple, we have a 15-year-old autistic child that is
He's correct. It's all the drama you people have turned, the circus you people have turned it into. People aren't watching this because there's a 15-year-old boy missing, because there's been nothing new to report. It's all the drama, all the whole damn circus, the whole damn asylum you people have created here. You inmates are running rampant all over these streets. That's what people are tuning in for. Nothing to do with Sebastian actually being missing. He's been lost in this long ago. Long ago. So when they tell you, it's I love Sebastian, it's for Sebastian. It's not. It's for them. It's for the dollar signs. It's for the views. Because there's nothing to discuss. There has not been. All they do is go over the same repetitive content day after day, the whole little group. And they make shit up and change it day after day after day. It's insane. It's insane. Hey, JJ. Yeah, I'd have to be a little honest, JJ. I could see him like just saying, screw that. You know, everything that's going on. Yeah, poor kid. Poor kid.
missing. And unfortunately, the best part about it is he has managed to do this without any evidence
Buddy, it's
whatsoever.
fine. Thank you for
Who the
coming in.
hell says that when their child's missing?
It's crazy.
The best part about it. Now, how is that the best part about this? And you take away all the crap and it's a boring case. So just leave it alone. Look the other way. Go find another case. This one's boring,
It's
okay?
just a 15-year-old
Yeah.
autistic boy
Also, can we find, did he not say
possibly ran away. It wasn't worldwide news. It wasn't a drama story. Again, it's the chaos you idiots turned this into. Ask people what they're tuning into. Not about hearing any facts in Sebastian Rogers' case. They're turning in to see who Griffey's claiming perpetual victimhood from and grifted off of. How many this time? People putting out fake false pictures, putting out fake emails, fake messages, fake everything, accusing everybody and their mother without a shred of evidence, twisted and mangling everything, exploiting off Sebastian while putting all the drama and bullshit in front of Sebastian for the clicks, the views, and the money.
say, because I'm already going crazy. I heard what I thought was Chris Proudfoot's mouth. say he studied the Summer Wells case.
Yes.
Yeah, he talks
And
about
that
it.
we were going to be studying Sebastian's case for years to come, right?
Wasn't that on
Actually,
the first?
that wasn't Chris's original statement. He was repeating what an officer said. You need to get your facts straight a little bit. Share. You're as closed-minded as the rest. You hear what you want to hear. You watch the edited clips.
Interview with Duchess.
Yeah, I have
He
that.
talks about Summer when the other one that what happened right Riley
Yeah,
was
it's
Riley
not
Train.
boring. I don't think that's a good choice of words they used. It's horrific. Another child's missing, but it wasn't this dramatic situation. They've turned it into chaos.
They're
Yeah.
very obsessed with
If you
Riley
know what I
Train.
mean.
Yeah. But the best, like I said today,
All the drama. It wasn't like, I think you guys get what I mean.
let's talk about this in my lab today. I said the only people who thinks it's the best part about it is the people who know what happened to Sebastian that think that.
Yeah. Or the ones that are about to get in shit for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they're not speaking to law enforcement, and they allegedly have a criminal defense attorney already.
Bullshit. Katie and Chris have always had a very good working relationship with law enforcement. That's been made clear. I do not believe that they are not talking to law enforcement. She did not plead the fifth. And so what if they have an attorney, their son's missing? I think I'd have one too.
Right.
Well, yeah, they would probably need one because I thought I heard a news clip or I thought I did hear on an article that it was a criminal investigation now, which makes sense because they have stopped all the searches.
Well,
No. They exhausted the ground searches. They had so many out there. They even had EquiSearch. They've used everything they could ground-wise. It was time to turn it to the detective side. The next phase of the investigation.
Detective told me it was a criminal
They
investigation.
never gave up searching, though. Ever.
Really?
He said
Yeah,
it in email.
he told us flat out it's a criminal investigation.
That was in that email that he sent you, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Cheryl sent you a screenshot of that, and I also sent you.
Questioned that email. But there's a kid missing. Why wouldn't it be? I mean, sadly, they don't declare every teenager that goes missing a criminal investigation. They should, but they don't. Do you know how many teenagers go missing every day? It gave more resources to the case for sure. And they have used all and then some. You guys just don't get it.
A screenshot of what the view from the camera across the street.
I saw that. I just can't share it right now.
Right. I just wanted you to see that in the camera view. So if he would have walked out the front door or the garage doors, he would have been seen on that camera for sure. But did you want me to play this again where he said there's no evidence left behind? Finish hearing what he said.
Yeah, I wanted to hear the rest of it because people say, well, you didn't play the rest of it. So I really
maybe just go back a little bit and play it all the way through.
Okay. And then I also found the clip where Seth said he worked the weekends that he did not have Sebastian. And I have the clip.
He worked the weekends that he had Sebastian. He himself said Sebastian would be there alone while he was working because he cried about, well, I'd get him on Saturday and then I'd have to work, 12 hours. So he'd be there. And I had to take him back Sunday. Yeah. Crying about why he didn't have that much time because I had to work. So stop. I remember Seth whining about that. So don't act like he didn't work the weekends he had Sebastian because he did. And so what? I mean, you have to work. Never shaded him for that. You got to work. But I don't understand why all the different versions of it. That's my issue. Why all these different versions?
The other one. Oh, where Chris said that the case would be studied for years to come. So
Okay, again, he actually was repeating what a police officer said. You dumbasses. Go back and look and find it. I'm not going to tell you where it's at. I'm not.
Okay, thank you.
At least that's how I remember it. Maybe I'm wrong. Show me I'm wrong. Because I could be. There's been so much in this year said and twisted and mangled. It's hard to keep it all straight.
I got the lineup.
You're awesome, Mandy.
I got the lineup.
I got it. Okay, so I went back. We'll go back 10 seconds here.
Okay, so what they're going to do is they're only going to show you the tiny portion that's going to fit their narrative and instead of the context of it all. Of course.
Has managed to do this without any evidence left behind whatsoever. That is the most unique aspect of this case.
What did you say?
Well, we have a 15-year-old autistic child that is missing. And unfortunately, the best part about it is he has managed to do this without any evidence left behind whatsoever.
The best part about it
is the most.
And sir, I don't know of anybody or any creator that would call any missing child's case boring, or anyone that would say
It's
the best.
Poor choice of words, idiot. Shut your mouth. Shut your dumb pie hole. It's figures of speech. Could the words he used be better? Probably. That's how he speaks. I can't. I don't even know why I'm trying to explain this to you guys. I guess you don't understand how people talk, right?
Best part about it was without a trace.
Exactly, sure.
So here's something that's very unique. I mean, we talk about it whenever they come and they talk to us and they call us on the phone. This is a case that literally has got all of these agencies stumped. Okay, and I'm saying this very openly as far as, plain devil's.
And that's true. What he's saying, you may not like his delivery, but what he's saying is the truth. Chris wasn't home. Chris hadn't been home. I don't believe Katie did anything to Sebastian either. I just don't. I don't believe Seth did anything to Sebastian. I just don't. I stand on what I've said all along. I could be so wrong, but like you said, my opinion's irrelevant. It has no bearing on, sadly, I wish it had bearing on bringing Sebastian home. It means nothing, but I do think that he went outside on his own accord to possibly meet up with someone, maybe to go do some exploring on his own. I don't know. But yeah. But that's just my opinion. We all are going to have one. And I hope and pray that he walks through his door to his mom, to all of his family who love and miss him. All of them.
Let's say one of us was suspected of foul play.
Let's
say something, right?
Right.
He said one of us.
That we would outdo.
He is. He is sarcastic. And he can be very unlikable. He's very straight to the point. No filter. Do I agree with the way he says things? No. At times, no. Of course not. But do I get what he's saying, what he's laying down? Yeah, I do. Don't worry about the verbiage that he uses. I mean, everybody uses different words to describe things, different ways of doing it. Pay attention to what he's trying to describe to you. They don't do that. They don't take in what they're hearing.
Need to pause for a minute.
No, sorry.
We're
Oh, that's
gonna be
okay.
with this.
I think it was when he was on Smiley's. She usually pops it up in the
Okay.
beginning, and I'm pretty sure that's what she just showed. Was when it was on Smiley.
But
Yeah.
Okay, I'm done with this. These idiots, they keep going and going and going.
In various counties has been extremely welcoming, loved. I mean, it's
But
we've been told.
Okay, I'll go back to where I was. Pause it there. Okay. Yeah, I can't. I need a break from these guys. They are slow and they're kind of boring. I'm going to even speed them up. If we finish this, I'm going to speed them up even faster. They love to point out Chris's words, but don't like it when Seth's own words are pointed out. Make it make sense. You're correct, Darby. As uncomfortable as it is, not knowing what happened, we have nothing. Exactly, Sans. Just opinions, yep. He meant the worst part of it, Si. Yeah. I love the title. Mike, Julie still. Oh, wait, we're going to review that. Maybe I'll go live in the morning before I go to the hospital. Because I'm not meeting with the doctors till afternoon. So I'm not going to have the kids sit there all day. I'll just go down at like lunchtime. Yeah. Maybe I'll do that so we can go over today's live. Oh, yeah, she brought the microphone back out. Yeah. I had planned on getting to that, but I wanted to review some of this. But it's gross. She's gross. Oh, thank you. I love it. The title. Yeah. Well, maybe that's what I'll do. I'll do a short live before I go to the hospital because I'm up early. I'm up usually around 5:30 if I sleep, which I probably will tonight. But my kids are up early, so they're up between 6 and 7. They're up. Sometimes they'll sleep till 6:30, 4:07, but they have no internal sense of balance and fairness. None. Their minds are so closed off, they can't see anything. They can't see anything. They don't want to hear anything. They pick out what they want to hear. The rest just goes on by. But yeah. Hey, Alan. Yeah, the rest goes on by. It's crazy. And like I said, there's questions I have for all of them. Do I think that there's things? Yeah. But yeah, that's just, yeah. These people. Yeah. Joy needs help. I really mean that. That woman needs to unplug and walk away from this. It's unacceptable. I mean, the things she is saying and putting out here. Wow. I'm going to the dentist to get a crack tooth pulled. I feel like I'm sucking on a golf ball. Oh no, the pain. Do you have any cloves? If you don't have clove oil, do you have any cloves? For cooking? When you get jar of cloves, put them on there. I'm telling you, it's a natural anesthetic. It'll numb it. It really does work. It's nasty tasting in your mouth, but it really works. Oh no, what is she up to? Does she get an audience still? I haven't looked at her in a while. Just get do you got a bottle of cloves, for cooking? Just put one over on where the tooth is that's hurting. I'm telling you, clove is a natural anesthetic. It's part in anesthesia that the anesthetic doctors, the dentists use. It does work. I use clove oil, and my daughter went with her all over. When I got her teeth were so bad at 4 years old. They were so rotted. And because of this, the sea shutdowns and everything, it took me a year to get her teeth removed. They considered it elective surgery. She had black stubs in her mouth, battling abscess after abscess, and she lived on clove oil and cloves. And it helps so much. Yeah, it takes away the pain. Oh, toothaches they are awful. I'm telling you, if you don't have clove oil, if you have cloves for cooking, works just as well. Makes your teeth break. Yeah, I get that. I need to get it for my teeth. I have receding gums on the left side. It works, and it doesn't take a lot. She would just keep the clove in for a couple of minutes. When she was done with it, she'd spit it in the garbage. That's sad that a 4-year-old had to do that because her teeth hurt so bad. I used to just sit in her. I felt so bad for her. But it's all taken care of. Her teeth are beautiful now. She'll need spacers because she has so much room when the teeth came in because of the ones removed, the way ahead of schedule. And thankfully they were all baby teeth, because she was on 4 or she was 5 when it got done. But yeah. She was roasting BTM and voices. Oh, really? Huh. We may have to look at that this week, tomorrow, the next day, too. Yeah. I haven't given her no attention in a long time. She needs to freaking leave voices and BTM alone. Seriously. Nobody cares about her. Nobody talks about her. I probably won't even have an audience if I do review any of it. Heck, tonight wasn't a great night, but I had my regulars here, and that meant a lot to me. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. I appreciate you guys. Just, I'm not going to keep doing these late night lives, though. Not once, Yeah, not on school nights. No way. I get, I have lunches to pack, breakfast to make. Yeah, it was just late when I go live, and she's usually she's an early riser. She does that coffee show in the mornings, which is really good. It's always a lot of fun, and she usually goes to bed by at a decent time. I guess So me doing these late night lives, I've been driving her crazy with phone calls. So. No, she's just been a really good friend, a really good support. Yeah, I guess I could build an audience doing these later lives, but I know Forgotten goes at night, and I don't know, late night, I don't know. I got to writing an email and was listening. Oh no, she's been singing my med song. Love it. Yeah, tomorrow the kids have off school. Yeah. And then spring break's not that far away. Excuse me. But my little one, he's gonna be 7. He's gonna be 7. My baby's gonna be 7. What is today? The 16th? Wow. 11 days. Well, no, it's the 17th now. Right? 10 days. My baby's gonna be 7. And I'm supposed to be having this birthday party on that Saturday, which is the first, because his birthday falls during the week and it's school. Yeah, with 12 kids. Oh, Lord have mercy. Your baby's 24. Oh, still a baby. He'll always be my baby. I used to tell my son that all the time, too. He's like, Mom, I'm going to be 50. You're going to call me your baby. I'm like, yeah, probably. Sadly, I didn't get that chance. But to see him, turn 50. But I treasure the years we did have together. But he thinks he told me he's my little ones that, he was grown last year when he turned 6. This year, he's a big boy. And he can do it all. I'm like, oh gosh, here we go. Here we go. Oh, you get to see him 1.5 and 2 months. Oh, they're babies. Oh. I hope you have a great visit. Your baby's 38. My oldest is 29. Yeah, my son would be 41. Yeah. That would be my one and only baby. But now I got babies, world babies, 9.5 and almost 7. Yeah. "24, 28, and 29. Cool. Her son is 42. I hear you. You should see the strange looks we get sometimes. Even today, like at the hospital, walking down, you get these looks from certain people. It's like, okay, why are they calling her Mommy Kathy? She's looks like their grandma, like she could be their grandma. And some people just look like, huh? And I just smile and keep on, come on, kids. Yeah, they broke fast. Time flies, it seems. It just seems like he was 2 learning how to get into everything and being potty trained. And yeah, you have 5 stepkids and 7 years younger than me. They are awesome guys. Oh, that's great. That's awesome. You have that kind of relation. That's good. Let's see that. Okay, I gotta get back in. I left that comment on. I just want to do this because then I can. There you go. Because I have no idea how far up in chat that was. My daughter was a teen. People thought we were sisters. Oh, that's sweet. That's really sweet. The kids have been really, really good. And there's only so much you can explain to them. They're little. They were scared. They're not used to Daddy Frank not being here. But they felt they're doing great, and I'm glad I took them today to see him. Yeah, he's doing better. He's doing a lot better. They did something today that really helped. It's a temporary fix, but it's really helped. So they'll get it right. Oh my God, I still can't get over that raw chicken. That shit was, I'm not kidding you. that shit it wasn't pink. It was downright damn near red. I mean, that shit was raw. It was slimy. I was like, you can't serve this to people. You can't charge people. You can't feed people raw chicken. I just throw all that food away, and a lady see me do it. And she's like, well, ma'am, you can go get something else. She's like, oh, you didn't like it? I said, no, ma'am, the chicken's raw. I mean, it's raw. And she goes, well, you can go get something else. I'm like, oh, no, thank you. I didn't want the other chicken either. It was really gross anyway. I didn't wait for a refund. I just left. They could have it. I was, it was gross. It was fucking nasty as shit. You should have seen my kid's face. I should. My little boy looked up at me and asked me why it was jiggly. He was dead serious too. And there was no way I was letting them eat raw chicken. You don't eat raw chicken. But that boy would have sat there and took a bite. He would have, because they eat their food. You should see their faces when I threw it away. I don't throw food away. Anyway, I officially have 8 grandchildren today. Oh, congratulations. That's amazing. Even kids knew something was up. Yeah, they always do. They're smarter. They know more than we. Well, yeah. Our blessing juveniles. Aw, thank you, Aunt Mama. They're my blessing. They're my babies. She's, picking her own clothes and stuff, and she likes some, yeah. She has her own taste, and it's really cute the way she puts stuff together, and she always pulls it off. And I just let her have it because, she's not dressing in any way inappropriate. There's no short skirts. There's no short shorts. Not going to school on her, but anyway, we have limits, But other than that, you have 2 new grandsons that came to me by marriage. One is 12 and one is 10. Oh, that's awesome. Oops. 7 boys, 1 girl. Ooh. I have one I couldn't even imagine it. We need more girls. That's right here. Even the animals are boys, the pets. So yeah, us girls are outnumbered. If you count the pets in here, these pets get a vote because they're so spoiled and entitled. Heck, even the squirrels get a vote. Thank you for joining, everyone. I'm going to say goodnight. Yeah, I'm going to need with my luck, they're going to say, no, I don't want to go for a bike ride. Let's go on a trampoline. I'm going to say, oh, dear Lord, can I do this without breaking my hips? But yeah, hopefully I can talk them into the bike ride. About a month ago, I found out my son had an aneurysm. They thought he had a stroke and wasn't good. Everyone said they would pray and wispy chat. The next morning before surgery, the doctors were amazed. That is fantastic, Alan. Oh, how's he doing? He was home in 2 weeks and back at work last week. That's fantastic. Oh, that's great. Yeah, my husband's going to be fine. They'll figure out the next route to the permanent fix, and everything's going to be fine. They may let him come home with the other surgery. Has to be scheduled a week out if he's doing really good, and the temporary fix is, going to hold now. It's going to work for a little bit. So, he's going to be fine. He's going to come home and drive me nuts. I mean, he would prefer I'm sure he would rather just get it over with and not have to go, wait, a week knowing what But it is what it is. Had the temporary fix not been as successful, he would have went in today. They would have just had to do without the pre-conference, all that, Anyway, yeah. But it'll be okay. It'll be okay. He's ornery and grouchy. He wants food. He actually woke up finally. I mean, they let him wake up tonight, and he wanted food. So that's a good thing. Not hospital food. But there was no place to send anything this late. So anyway, I'm going to end this. I've been on here a long time. Thank you guys for the past 2 nights hanging with me, so I didn't sit here and stare at 4 walls. I appreciate you. Just having the company, I appreciate it. It's too quiet here. Everybody's in bed. The kids are in bed. The dog's in bed. The cat's in bed. It's just weird. Grady is a normal man in his food. Yeah, he wanted food. I was like, oh, I can't help you. It's too late. Everything's closed. So I'm going to have him, because, they hospital food. Come on. I'm going to have him a nice breakfast delivered. Because they'll take it to the station, and the nurse will get it and take it to him. They can't go to his room, but yeah. Thank you guys all for everything. Thank you for the memberships. Thank you for the super chats. I really appreciate it. Beer Can, I did see you in here. I know you're not here. I did say hi, but again, I wanted to thank you. You're amazing. Yeah. Thank you guys, everybody. Mods, thank you. And thank you guys for hanging with me. I really appreciate it. And thank you for all your support. It means the world. It really does. I'm going to try to get a little bit of rest. But you guys be good on these YouTube streets. Be you. Don't let no one take that from or try to take that from you. And don't stand up to be pushed around because you go to a chat or go somewhere. That's some bullshit. But again, thank you everybody for all your support. It's been so amazing. It really has. Good night, everybody.